here we are, Real Deal Talk, and I am here today with Catherine Black. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, and I know I do this every time, but I've been looking forward to this one. Catherine Black and I have known each other for 18 years now?
I think
17?
So. Yes, at least.
Roughly, give or take, 17 years, and the way that we met was when we first started our business. My wife and I, Rachel, we started the business in a storage unit. Some of you don't know that story, actually. But when we opened our first mini little warehouse, it was this tiny little place over here in Kearny Mesa on Mercury Street, right?
Yes.
And one of the first publications that we advertised with was called the Uptown Magazine, also Downtown Magazine, right?
Yeah, yes. You've got a good memory.
Well, how could I forget?
Well, you had to pay me a lot of money. That's why you might remember it.
We're gonna get to that, by the way.
Oh.
So Catherine Black was the owner, publisher of this publication.
Yes.
And did you just come in and pitching me? I don't even remember how did you find me?
I am sure I just kind of knock on your doors. That's basically what I was doing for 20 years. Any business that I thought would look cool in a magazine.
Yes. And so how long had you, at that point, which was 17, 18 years ago, how long had you had it at that point?
I'm thinking then 10 years. Maybe.
10
or
years?
8 years. Maybe
really?
8. I feel it was earlier in my days, though. So I'm thinking that's why I think we know each other for longer. Because it feels to me I was more into like my 5th year, and I had it for 20 years, and that I sold it 8 years ago.
So I started, we got to the first warehouse in 05.
Okay.
So the earliest it could have been would be 05.
Okay.
Okay. So 05, and guys, you're gonna see during this interview. By the way, I'm telling you right now, Catherine and I have barely talked in 10 years?
Yes.
Maybe 15 years. It might even 10. Probably about 10 years.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Quite a while. Well, I did come and buy an awesome mattress
you
from
did.
you.
Yes.
Just a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, that.
So we talked then, but otherwise, very rarely. So we kind of catch up a little bit on the phone.
Just a teeny bit. So this interview is going to be such a great one because we're going to genuinely be catching up on film and on the radio here.
Yeah.
You and I, because I never, as long as we've known each other, we've never actually got to really know each other.
No.
Really?
No.
Other than you hard closing me for the next month of the publication.
And you giving me a hard time to succeed closing you.
I did. But you were literally the best in the business. It got to the point where, your magazine was so high end, but most of your clients were like home decor, right?
So basically, essentially, dining was kind of the main, aspect of my magazine.
That's right.
But then
food.
I did an insert for home improvement.
That's it.
And furnitures, and so that was kind of a second highest category in my magazine.
So primarily, people were looking at this publication for places to go, restaurants to eat at. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was in the home improvement, whatever she's did the little insert or whatever, and it got to the point where I was literally, I don't even know if I was covering my costs anymore, but she was so damn great and so positive. Listen to her speak. Oh, JT, she'd come in with this French accent, schmoozing me, and I'm like, just sign me up. I'm like, I love this woman, and what it was is, you're just such an incredible energy, an aura about you that's just so beautiful and amazing. And it was like I literally was signing up to sign up. I'm like, I couldn't part ways with you.
And I essentially wanted to sign you up because you will make me feel really good about myself every time I come to see you. So
oh my God.
I was happy to have you in my magazine.
Yes.
But truthfully, I'm like, man, he's so always so positive about me and giving me compliments. And that's why I loved you, but because also your energy, obviously, and I saw you grow from that small business to this humongous furniture store. It was so awesome to see that,
So it was the identical reason, but you know what? And I always thought, if I get one client, that's a client for life because the way we do business. So that's how I justified it.
Yes.
Because every time I'd literally be canceling, and then you'd come in. So sometimes I'd cancel. Then you know what? I'm good for next month, and all of a sudden she'd walk through the door. Hey, and I'm like, next thing you know, I'm signing up again. Every single time. And then she'd give me the reduction to the ridiculous price. Listen, this is normally $3,000. I had you at $1,995. For you, I'll do $995. You know, the reduction to the ridiculous close. She'd get me. I'm like, just sign me up. So I'll tell you, those were the days. So,
man, yes.
So Catherine, what we're going to do today, and the main reason I brought you in, and you were at the top of my list as far as amazing guests to kind of break it down with, is because this podcast, the overall theme of it is we were all born to win, okay? And so I want as many people as possible that are the most inspiring individuals that I've met in my life, which is I'll call it the last 20 years. Let's call it even 30 years since I got to San Diego. The first 10 I actually don't remember because I lived in PB. So let's
drinking too much, or
no,
what was going on?
No, a little this, little that. I don't know. That's for another discussion. This isn't about me today. So anyway, let's just say the first 10 years I was here is kind of a blur.
Okay.
All right. So the last 20 years is where I actually started hustling, started grinding, started becoming an entrepreneur, and started actually maturing and becoming an adult and a human being.
Is that because you met your beautiful wife?
How did you know?
I just know.
You
That's
knew
when
that.
men get their act
Yes,
together.
that's
Once
what
they want
happened.
to impress and keep their wife.
I call her my original savior.
I remember how you absolutely were so in love
Yes.
with her, and I know you still are.
Oh,
But that was
more
another
than
thing
ever.
I loved about you, by the way.
Oh, that's
It's
so
really-
nice.
yeah.
I mean, literally, I call her my first savior because my original savior, because if she didn't come into my life, I don't even know if, obviously this podcast wouldn't be here today. I don't even know if
PB.
exactly. Well, I don't know if I would have made it. Seriously, that's how much stuff we were getting into back in the day, because I worked in the nightclub industry, remember?
Oh, no, I didn't remember
Yeah,
that.
I worked in the nightclub industry for like 8 years, and it was just a debacle of, we'd start partying at 2 a.m.
Yes.
Most people are done at 2. We were starting up.
Yes.
All right, so anyway, again, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, the point is you nailed it. Yep, my wife came in, I matured. So my point of this story is that the last 20 years, since I've been kind of on the hustle, the people that I've met in the last 20 years, which is in the thousands, and there's literally an endless guest list for this podcast. And you're in my top 10 of initial guests to bring in. And this is no offense to anybody that's below the 10, because I can bring in some incredible guests. But I do want you to realize how special that I think you are, and how much respect I have for you, and how much I love you, everything that you're about. And also, I'm looking forward to the audience hearing your story, because without even knowing a lot about you, I know that it's powerful. I just know this. And this is a genuine interview that I know nothing about you other than the fact that we did some business together and that you're a positive person. And by the way, she's now in real estate, and she is absolutely crushing the game in real estate. Could you picture having her as your agent? You will never have anybody more accountable, more reliable, that communicates better, that will go to bat for you, and that cares more about you in that process than Catherine Black. So I want to get that out there right away. So if you're looking at this and you want a solid woman that's going to back you up in a transaction, or you need help with buying or selling a house, Catherine Black is at the top of the list. You want to hit her up, get through the DM or whatever, however you're going to communicate with this podcast. So I want to put that out there right away.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that so much.
And these are recent times here. So now what we're going to do is let's go back and talk about young Karen, meaning not Karen, Catherine, meaning this, not meaning young, meaning because you look like you're 27 now.
Thank you so
okay.
much.
But I'm talking about when you actually were let's go back to like childhood.
Childhood.
Okay. Because I know nothing. I want to know how you got here.
All right.
Because obviously you're French.
I am very French.
Yes.
Yes. I'm trying to hide my accents, but I don't think I'm that successful at it.
No, you can't hide that thing. It's impossible.
Yeah,
you can't hide that accent.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't, because it's what makes you so...
this is one of the reasons I moved to the States.
Yeah.
Because I realized once I was here, I was special doing nothing, just speaking with my French accent. People thought I was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, I want to stay in this country, I'm like unique. Over there, I'm like just one of everybody. So
it's a fascinating accent, and one which you never hear, right? It's like such an original accent. You never hear a French accent. It's very, very, very rare.
Yeah.
So I can identify with that. So let's go back. When did you come here? And
I came here when I was 21 years old.
Really?
As a foreign exchange student, but really I was working for a Marriott hotel.
Okay.
And then I was a waitress, and I was on the front desk, and I also got like a couple of other like waitressing jobs.
Where did you start in the States?
San Jose.
San Jose. Now why? Now, by the way, and I'm going to say this because you look like you're in your 20s. How old are you?
So in 2 days, it's my birthday, or is it 3 days? On January 30th, I'm 58 years old.
Guys, look.
That's traumatizing.
I know.
Honestly.
My videographer
two
he
years
came from back in the thing. He goes,
all right.
He's like, he literally went, he was over there doing something, and then he went.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that.
He's in shock. Unbelievable.
He doesn't look that shocked, though, but okay.
Well, no, because you missed the original reaction.
Okay.
He was gone. I didn't even see him. He's probably over there. I don't know. He likes to sleep out there on the side.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to do the whole podcast on one of the mattress.
Oh, hey,
yeah,
hey! This, Catherine. This is a clean show. You know, this is there's kids. My kids are going to be watching this. Yeah,
okay. I'll try to behave.
Yes, yes. Yeah, he was gone. I think he was taking a nap, but you woke him up.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good,
you woke him up, Chris,
okay.
And Spencer over here.
Hi,
my
Spencer.
guy. How's the ankle, buddy?
Much better.
Good. He had a little ankle thing going over there.
Okay.
All right, so. What was I saying there? So go back. You came here at 21. Oh,
21.
so you're 58 in a couple of days.
Yes.
Unbelievable, by the way. So 21. Wow, unbelievable. So let's go further back real quick.
Further back. I would say.
Give me France. What happened there? Like, what made you come to the States?
The American dream. So in France.
This is great because I want the Americans watching the. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I want Americans. I'm saying, and especially entitled Americans, which is the majority. Yes, I'm going to say it. I just said it. I am. I'm going to say that.
I did not say that, by the way.
I said it. And so I want you to pay attention here to this story because here's a woman who came from France, and I want you to say that again and go back as to the American dream. This is great.
Yes. So I grew up in Alsace, and
excuse me, what?
Alsace.
What'd you call me?
No, that's
no.
I grew up in an area of France called Alsace. Alsace.
Okay.
Which is very close to Germany. And there we were France at some point, we were Germany at some others, and the American came to liberate us. So I grew up, my grandparents and my parents really are the one who experienced that. But they would always tell me how the American were so amazing, and they came and liberated us. And the first time they ever tasted chocolate, because the American military would be throwing chocolate to the kids when they were celebrating the end of the war. And my stepfather had a humongous American flag in the living room.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you. And when I was young, all we had is a black and white TV, and at 4 o'clock the film movies will start, and it will be cowboy movie, westerns.
Really?
That's basically almost all there were.
Yeah.
So I grew up with that whole thing, America is the best in everything, and that's where you can achieve all your dreams. And it just stuck with me, and I wanted to make it to America.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what I wanted to do.
And that was you said your stepdad?
My stepdad was the one who had that big, huge American flag.
So had your parents divorced?
They did divorce, but it was a really nice divorce.
It was?
Yes, it was.
Well, that's a
very
new one.
Friendly. Yeah. I go in vacation with my dad, and he comes with his new girlfriend, 2 of his ex-wife.
Oh, my God.
1 of his past mistress.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. And the kids from everybody, and we are having a blast. And this is kind of the French way of divorcing. In France, we stay really happy and friendly, and it's kind of different from...
Ladies and gentlemen, my entitled Americans, take notes here. Right?
Yeah. It's
okay,
it's really
this is
cool,
great.
Actually.
This is excellent. It's because, listen, everybody here makes it a negative thing, and it's like a disaster.
Very money-oriented here, more than in France.
Very money-oriented.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me more of that. I love this. So what age was he bringing the girlfriends, the mistress? So was the mistress a known thing?
Well, in the past...
Like, did you know when he showed up that, oh yeah, there's the mistress?
No,
Was the ex-wife like, oh, okay?
No. At the time, no. But now that everything is in the past,
Yeah.
everybody knows and everybody's okay with it. And the new girlfriend is fine with it too, because she has known all of them all along for years. So yeah, I know it's hard to believe, but it's just, and I'm sure it's not everybody in France who is like this.
Right.
But still, there's a big difference in terms, I think, of how people divorce in France compared to the States. For what I've been able to witness, I divorced myself.
Yeah.
And it was a very different scene, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You divorced here in the States.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very different scene.
Yes.
So you said was your stepdad or your real dad?
It was my real dad.
Okay, so you're saying this like it's happening recently.
No, I was 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought like this.
But now we go on vacation with everybody. Yes.
That's what I'm saying is you're talking like that's happening now?
Yes. Yes.
How old is he?
He's 84 years old.
And how old is his new girlfriend? Do I want to know?
Yes, she's
like 40.
65.
65?
Yes. Yes.
He's still getting it done.
Yes, he is.
And so is he still living in France?
Yes.
Does he come visit at all?
We usually meet in somewhere in the world. We just came back from Punta Cana, from Dominican Republic. So
you just went on vacation?
I did.
He was there?
He was there.
With his girlfriend?
Well, on this one, we only had one of the ex-wife.
Only one of the ex-wives?
Yes.
How many ex-wives does he have?
Two.
Okay. So only one ex-wife, one new girlfriend.
No, the new girlfriend couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it.
No.
One mistress.
No mistress.
I'm obsessed
on
with this mistress thing. I'm obsessed with it. I just can't. I can't believe it. Okay. So just one ex-wife.
Yes.
And that's it. And then the kids.
And then my sister and my kids, my son and my daughter and my son's girlfriend. So we were a smaller community.
Yeah, okay,
this time.
got it.
Sometimes we are
huge.
Many
right
more.
on. Okay. So go back. You had the American flag in the house, right? And then you'd watch Westerns.
Yes.
So he was kind of programming you as a child that America was everything.
And not only him, it was a general, American people think French people don't like Americans.
Correct.
They are very wrong about that.
Wow.
What happened is that especially the prior generation did not speak English. So when American people would come, the French people would not be helpful trying to understand what they were trying to ask for, and they would be rude. But essentially, I felt they were more rude because they felt embarrassed, so their ego were hurt more than because they couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
But I know French people love Americans. That's just a sure thing. They just don't behave that way. But now the new generation speak English, and it's a completely different scene.
Different, yeah.
And I can hear from people visiting France that they have a way better experience, and they don't feel that
that's
the same
interesting.
way that French people are rude. Beside a few, old waiters, which still are.
A few of the waiters,
especially
really?
in Paris.
Really? They're rude?
Well, the older waiters, they really are.
They're rude.
In Paris, I would say, essentially, Kind of, yeah. Here you come here, and my God, they are so nice and so friendly, and it's very different.
I mean, the people that are eating there are paying the bills, right?
Yeah.
Are paying their bills, so they should be a little bit nicer, don't you think?
They really should, yes.
They should. So, okay, brothers and sisters?
Yes, so I have 2 sisters and 1 brother.
2 sisters, 1 brother.
Yeah.
Older, younger?
All younger.
All younger?
Yes.
Wow.
So one is actually just a year younger than me, but I have another one who is 34 years old. My sister, she's a half sister.
No way.
And then I have a brother who is like 40, I believe, almost.
And so at what point, so you went to high school in France?
Yes, so I actually went to a hotel management school. Management school.
At what age?
I left when I was 17. So
what do you mean you left?
So my parents had restaurants, so I grew up in the restaurant business.
Perfect. I love this.
Yeah, and so I grew up.
Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait.
Right.
They had restaurants?
They
like
had
plural?
Yes, like 4 restaurants.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, they had a lot of restaurants.
No way. So did you grow up in the restaurant business? Were you serving there? Were you helping?
I was serving, but by the age of 9 years
You're
old,
kidding
I would
me.
start working there.
No way.
Yeah.
Did they make you, hey, you got to work here? Or
no, I actually wanted to. What they will make us do when we didn't get good grades
Clean
at
the
school, clean the restroom of the restaurants in front of the waiters and in front of the clients with a toothbrush.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a little bit the hard way, you know?
Yeah.
The way we grew up. But it was, honestly, I feel it taught me a lot.
It did.
And I'm kind of glad it happened that way, honestly.
Yeah, because listen, as you know, when you become an adult, life's a bitch.
Yeah.
To for lack of a better description, right?
Yeah, you can take, challenges a bit better.
Yes.
When you went
get you ready for the real world. Which
I feel, nowadays we don't do that to our kids. We protect them. We
completely
are afraid
protect them. Completely spoil them, protect them, guard them. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be ready for anything, basically.
They will be, but not as much.
Oh, you got the headsets on now. You can hear us? Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, our kids are. Anyway, okay. So you were serving tables at like 9.
Yeah, I don't know about serving tables.
Give me your best.
I would be like cleaning dishes, and I would.
You were working at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So give me your best memories back then when you were working at the restaurant. What would you say you learned as a 9-year-old? Did you learn anything? Were you just doing to make money? Were they paying you well, or
no? They were not paying me well, but it didn't matter.
Right.
You are just kind of excited to be in the adult world and do things, So it was exciting, honestly. And then you meet all the people who work for the restaurants, and it's more like a big family, in this case. So it was cool. I liked it.
And would you say that your outgoing personality, of the way that you are so great at interacting with people, would you say that was where the foundation began, was working at the restaurant very early?
For sure. Even when you see the kids here who work in restaurant here, they work in restaurant to then study and go to something else.
Yeah.
In France, they usually spend their life doing it, know. But for sure, you get to deal with so different type of people that it's awesome to teach you how to communicate with different type of people. It's really good.
And listen, ladies and gentlemen, the quality of our lives is dependent upon the way we interact with other individuals. Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So if you interact well with other individuals, and the only way that's going to happen is if you get a lot of practice, right?
For sure.
A lot of practice of interacting with every type of human being and then providing service for them, which is what you had to do. Mm-hmm. Because then you got people that are rough around the edges, right? Very demanding.
Especially
that are
in France.
Yes.
And you work until 3 a.m. People stay from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. on one table drinking, and they don't care if
they don't care.
They don't care. You're just there.
Amazing.
So you do learn to be humble. You learn to take, criticism.
Yes.
Because you are mistreated in the restaurant business.
Out there.
Oh. So it's really
no
bad.
Kidding.
It's really, not anymore, I don't think.
Did they tip well? Did people tip back then?
No tipping.
No tipping?
It's nothing almost. So there's no tipping, and there's that hierarchy of, you are the apprentice, and then you have the maître, le chef de rang, and maître d'hôtel, and the owner, and everybody beats up on the other one.
All the way down.
It's like not like here. Here, when I arrived here and I worked for Marriott, I was like, oh my God, how nice are they complimenting me? And even when I totally screwed up, they'd be like, Catherine, you are so awesome, but you need to do it differently next time. Yeah. But you are awesome. This concept does not exist or did not exist in France. So
no kidding.
That's why I decided I'm staying in this country because this is awesome how people deal with employees. It was just amazing to me. And for me, being so positive and outgoing, I felt I fit so much better in California than I did in Strasbourg, where I'm from, France.
Wow.
Yeah,
so again, Americans, listen up. That's totally eye-opening to me.
Awesome. American people honestly have such an awesome attitude towards stranger, which in France. Yeah. If you smile at them, they're going to think something is wrong with you or you want something from them in the street. I'm not kidding. They are going to look at you like, what's going on there? Here, people smile at you, say hi. Because I don't have a good memory, half of the time I wonder, do I know these people or are they just friendly, But at first I was like, whoa, this is awesome, and it just, it transforms it makes you feel every day.
Yeah, it does.
When you have such nice energy coming your way, it just transforms your day. American people, even if they just found out they have cancer, they are still going to say they are awesome and doing great, you know, if they don't know you, they're not going to the drama.
Right.
French people, and I love French people, love them, love them. I have a lot of French people, French friends here, but they are more negative, they are more sarcastic, and they feel they sound smarter when they go and talk in a negative way. It's just the way everybody is, so you have to kind of do the same thing. But when I arrived in the States, I'm like, man, this is more me, you know?
That's really interesting, and this is so enlightening. I love this. This is going to be great. People are going to love this. I'm fascinated by it because I would have no idea.
Yeah, no, of course. If you have not lived in two different countries, you won't be able to really tell how
But France in
different
general, I thought people were really nice. Or they
No, they are super nice. Once you know them, they are super nice.
Okay.
Don't take me wrong. But I would say just when you're outside, just living your life in the street, going to businesses, you know, it's a different feeling of what you are getting, you know, vibe-wise from everybody.
Okay, so these restaurants.
Yes.
All right. Give me was it just, what was the thing? Like, since you were a child, you couldn't remember anything other than being in a restaurant, like your parents owned them. How did they own them?
Well, they owned them and worked them 17 hours a day, 7 days.
7 days a week.
So absolutely.
Both parents.
That's yes, both of them. Just working, working. Yes. We ate in the restaurant, and I remember my dad would sometime come and just come in to touch the TV to make sure, like, you know, when it was 10 p.m., to make sure we were not watching the TV. So he would come in and come out and keep working.
So he checked the heat on it, see if the heat was on?
Yes.
The heat was on?
Because we were alone, right? Always alone in the apartment where we lived, and we often lived on the top of the restaurant.
Really?
So they would just come and check up on us to make sure we were not, you know, doing...
Watching TV.
Watching TV or other things, not sleeping. We should be sleeping, and they would come and check on us like this. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. And so you got to, you said 17. What do you mean you left? You left
17 years old. So I did a hotel management school, which that was my first.
This was after high school.
No, that's a high school actually. It's a high school / you already are learning a field. And
really?
Yes.
This is France all the time? This is the way it goes?
No, you can. That's a choice, you know, and I made that choice.
You have an option?
Yeah, you have the option to do that.
Okay.
So I did that, and this is the first time where I had some negative experience with the other students, which basically I didn't know at that point, but I was majorly bullied. They were not even that term.
Yeah.
But because my dad was this famous restaurateur in Strasbourg, and
he was famous.
He was famous. It's
wow.
It's kind of easy to be famous.
Yeah.
It's a smaller city, and he had a lot of restaurants. One of them was a 1-star Michelin. So he was very famous, and he actually got expelled from that same hotel management school years ago.
He did.
He did. So did my mom.
Are you serious?
I think because they kissed or something. You know?
No way. Are you serious?
I don't know. Yeah, but they did get expelled. And so I ended up with the same teacher my dad had. So they were on me, man. They just gave me the hardest time.
Really?
Yes. And then all the other students who didn't know me are like, okay, why are they always talking to her and making comments? And so it started happening is that they felt I was in that school because of my dad, and I got in because of my dad, and then it became really a big, huge issue. So I went through being threatened, getting nasty letter, calls. My mom would get calls at 2 a.m. saying I was a prostitute. I mean, it was major, and I was only 15 years old.
You talking about from the teachers and stuff?
So
or
no,
students?
Students, yeah.
So they were thinking that you were in because of your parents, and
yes.
Got it. Okay,
yes,
got it.
Yes,
wow.
Yes. So it was honestly a rough time for me. But again, I feel any rough experience builds you stronger.
No doubt about it. Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, everybody thought, why do you even study? You'll get the exam anyway. You'll pass the exam anyway. So 3 years down the line, I take the exam, and it was the year where the least amount of people failed the exam.
Yeah.
And I was one of them. We were only 3 in the class failing. And in a way...
So when did you start this school? 17?
No, 14.
Oh, 14. Okay,
14,
so this
15.
is now
it's
17. Got it. Okay, got it.
At the end,
What else? What other? And we're going to get back on that. But while we're on this, what else were you studying at that point? Just
So basically,
normal stuff, and then hotel management.
Normal stuff plus kitchen, like cooking and serving, plus normal stuff. So we have 56 hours of lesson per week.
Per week?
Intense.
Oh my!
And then we would
in high school.
In high school, yeah.
Now it's like there's like every week there's another day off or something. What is it? Staff development.
No days off. You'll go and work.
Early days.
Yeah. No.
50s. That's like college.
It's like intense. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so get back on the. Okay, so the test.
One
of the very few that failed. Were you horrified? Did you know when you took the test, you felt like, oh wow, I didn't do good there?
I kind of knew most likely I will. So I always
that you were gonna fail.
I always struggled at school.
You did.
I did. Me too, always, even though I tried really hard, I struggled. So I kind of knew most likely I would fail.
Yeah.
And my dad at that time just came out with professional videos how to cut a duck and how to do crêpe Suzette. And so it was bad news for me because my dad just came out with his professional video and his own daughter failed. So I'm like, I need to skip town, man. I need to go away. So I didn't know yet that I failed.
Was he horrified? I said, go ahead.
He was not happy, but he didn't know yet. I didn't know either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Most likely I failed. I better go. So basically,
I better go.
I left. I didn't tell anybody. I went with my friends. We drove to the Alps, Tignes and Val d'Isère, where you go skiing.
Yeah.
I used to go skiing with my dad all the time over there, and a friend of mine had a chalet over there, and then we decided to go up there. And once we were up there, I realized I found out I failed the hotel management school. So I'm like, oh man, my dad really know the road, 12 hours drive to to Val d'Isère and Tignes. I'm like, I better go further. So I hitchhiked. Is that how you say it? When
hitchhiked.
Hitchhiked.
Yeah.
I hitchhiked.
Basically Uber. You took an Uber.
I took an Uber in a big truck.
Same thing. Uber with
Marseille,
a phone.
To Marseille, south of France. There I took a boat. And I arrived in Corsica.
And this is at 17 years old?
Yes. And it was the beginning.
You literally ran for the hills.
I totally did.
So you kept going. How many miles away were you? And at this point, there's no cell phones, right? So he couldn't get a hold of you.
No. Mm-mm.
Where did you tell him you went?
Actually,
did you say, hey, Dad, I'm going away for the weekend? Did you just not tell him? You just ran away?
I just ran away. I just did. Honestly, I just did. I ran away. And it's not like my dad was beating me up or anything, but I was really scared of his reaction.
Yeah.
And so I really did. I just left, But it was the best thing I've ever done. Because most likely otherwise I'd still be running my dad's restaurant being miserable in Strasbourg.
Wait. The best thing you ever did.
Yes.
Wait a minute. So you got on a boat, a train, a plane. What?
No.
Like, how far away were you?
Well, it's basically
like 100 miles?
It's crossing the entire France, I don't know how many kilometers it is, but it's really far away.
Was somebody with you? Was your friend with you?
No, it was just me. To go from Val d'Isère.
Where were you going? Did you know where you were going?
I wanted to go to Corsica because a very good friend of my parents lived there. So I thought an island would be great. In my bedroom, I always had a palm tree on a big palm tree poster. Yeah. And I said I will only go where there's palm trees. So I knew there were palm trees in Corsica. So I decided to go there. And the woman who lived there, I love, it's very special to me.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll go there. So I arrived in Corsica. I bought some croissants and petit pain au chocolat. And I went and knocked on her door.
This is in what's it called again?
Corsica Island.
Corsica Island.
Mm-hmm. It's close to Sardinia, not far from Italy. So it's like,
give me a ballpark how far that was from your house.
Okay.
Hundreds of kilometers?
I want to say, but I'm not sure. 900 kilometers maybe? I'm not too sure. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Kidding me.
Yeah.
Was he trying to find you?
No, he didn't want to talk to me for 6 months. But
when you left.
Yeah.
Where was he
He was in Strasbourg,
but was he in the restaurant and you just disappeared?
Oh,
I can't get over this.
I don't know. Honestly, I just know.
Where were you when you left? You were in the
house.
I
wasn't living with him. I was living with my mom.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay. Did you tell your mom you were leaving?
No.
Did you just leave the house and figured?
Yeah. I did.
What if you had passed? You would have come back.
If what?
If you had passed the test, you would have come back?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
All right.
Most likely.
So there's no way they can get a hold of you.
No, I mean, I called them, of course.
When did you call them?
I'm sure I called my mom right away, but I knew my dad wouldn't want to talk to me for a while.
But you called her after you knew you failed.
Yes.
Did she say, where are you?
Yes, so I told her. I was in Corsica.
So this is the final destination, Corsica, is where you finally called her from there.
I'm sure I called her before that. Honestly, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I called my mom.
These kind of stories,
it's more my dad that I knew would be so mad. I didn't want to hear from him. I was too scared to hear from him. My dad is like my God.
Yeah.
So it was like...
You want to let him down.
Yeah.
Right. So when you were calling your mom, were you saying, how's dad reacting?
I have no recollection. The only thing I remember was...
Wait, were they divorced at this point?
Yeah, they were divorced since I was 5 years old.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, were you asking the reaction of your dad? Was your mom
I didn't have to ask.
Was your mom like, yeah, don't come home?
Yes, I'm sure he would have said that, actually. Or he would say, Catherine, you need to find a job now. Or, just something like... Yeah, not good.
So you're in Corsica.
I'm in Corsica.
Corsica. What's going on there?
I found a job in the hotel at the airport, and they would have room which were actually...
This is 17 years old.
17 years old,
okay,
yeah.
Got it.
So they had room for their employees, which were actually originally, what is that called for horses?
A stable?
Stable.
Okay.
So they moved... Their employee would live in stables, literally, but they had like a mattress.
Who?
All the employees who didn't have...
What's that?
The staff.
The staff. Okay, got it. Employees? I'm like,
employee. Yeah. So that's where I stayed at first, and then after I was able to move in with my friend that lived in Corsica.
Right.
So that was awesome for me,
and the job you got was, what was the job now?
I was a waitress. And then I also got another job as we're serving just ice cream in a cafe.
Yeah.
I had 2 jobs. So
so your plan at this point, you're not going back.
I am not going back.
Because you can't retake the test?
No.
No?
No.
It's a one-shot deal?
One-shot deal.
Oh, my God. And you studied that for, 3 years?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
This one-shot deal, you're done, can't take it again. So you literally ran for the hills.
Can you take high school again here? No.
Yeah, you take it until you get the GED?
Oh, okay.
Called, right?
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
you keep going. They hold you back a grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they bring you back again. Not in France.
Not in France.
One-shot deal, you're done. All right, so you got this job. Now, had you talked to your father at all at this point?
No. For 6 months, he wouldn't talk to me.
6 months?
Yeah. But I knew
was Mom relaying information?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yes. And I knew he was calling my friend I was living with to ask news, but he was telling her, don't tell her, I'm asking you for some news. So he was mad. He really was mad.
I can't believe this.
But today is my best friend. We talk every day. It's like so.
Oh, that's nice.
It was just a tough cookie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So you got the job there, 17 years old. Progressed now to where you thought about the States because you came here at 21. What happened at that job? Did you meet somebody?
No, after that, I found another job in Courchevel, which was a ski resort station.
Yeah.
So for 6 months, I worked there in a hotel restaurant. Yep. And then I got a job in London. I couldn't.
So you didn't go back home?
No.
This is unbelievable. You were just out on your own doing your thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next job was what, 18, 19?
18.
18.
Yeah, turned 18 there.
I can't get over this. Did you call and say, hey, Dad, I'm not coming? Or he didn't care? He didn't even...
No, he cared. Of course he cared. But he wanted to be tough. But I'm sure afterwards it was fine.
Did you say, I'm not coming home? And he's like, all right, whatever.
No, he was happy I wasn't coming home. He wanted me to prove myself.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And he saw that I was making things happen. And he's the one...
So the school, you never even called the school back? They just...
No, the school, they don't care.
You just disappeared.
Yeah, but it was the end of the school, so they don't know what I did afterwards, They didn't care. Yeah.
Oh, my... Yeah. This is so funny. All right, so you got the job, 18. Keep going.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So after that, my dad actually helped me find a job in London.
He did?
He did.
Okay.
He helped me find a job in London. So I moved to London.
Yep.
Could not speak a word in English because in France we suck at learning English in my generation.
Yep.
And so what was challenging is for me to find a place to live.
Yep.
So I remember being in Hyde Park Corner, like a park, and just asking any homeless people if they would know. Like I just would ask anybody if they could help me find a place to live. You know, it was pretty challenging when you don't speak English.
Yeah.
And you don't have Google, you don't have
nothing.
Computers,
nothing.
You have nada,
nothing.
You know.
No phones.
So that was a little bit of a challenge, and I ended up finding a place where I had a room in the basement who you share the bathroom with the entire building.
Yep.
And you had to put like 50p, like money, into to get hot water.
Oof.
And I remember in my room there were a fireplace where you would also have to put 50p to get the fireplace going.
What's 50p?
I think it was the money. The money at that time.
Okay.
That's what I remember at least.
Yep.
And I remember I would come back at 2 a.m. in the morning after my job, and I will have to put my makeup remover in front of the fire to have it defrost. That's how cold my room was. And I would put on me everything I owned to go and sleep. It was so cold.
You're kidding me.
Yes, and I was so poor. I could not even go into a pub to get a Coke. And I remember I had 3 jobs. I would work in a really nice, famous restaurant where I was the first woman they ever hired.
Really?
They treated me not too good.
Terribly.
Not too good, yeah. The way, just in France, where you don't treat well the lower, apprentice or whatever. And then I worked serving crepes in the weekend in Covent Garden. So that was cool. You had all the cool kids, crowd there. And but I was so lonely that I remember sometimes spending days and days with, I will not even say hello or have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Other than somebody I was working, with.
That's it.
So it was very, at first, lonely.
Yeah.
But then I made some of my best friends there. Yeah.
At the restaurant?
No. They became roommates, a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
And so what were you doing with your money?
I had
Spending
no money.
on the rent?
I had no money, yeah.
But weren't you getting paid at your jobs?
Very little.
Very
in
little.
London, it's very well known.
Yeah.
You have to struggle, but it's a great experience, But you have to struggle really hard money-wise. You live in a shitty place and you don't get paid. But it's it's an awesome place.
It's a thing there. Is it still a thing?
I don't know. I have no idea. But at the time, it really was.
Day,
yeah. It's many kids like me would have that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how did you move on from there?
I got a job again because of my dad.
Yeah.
He helped me get a job in San Jose.
What were you
for the Marriott?
For our entitled Americans watching that think they have it rough these days, give me a ballpark on what you were being paid. Like give me American dollars. $1 an hour, $1 a shift, $1 a week.
Honestly, I have no recollection. I just know I was poor.
You were poor.
I was
even
poor.
though you were working like 3 jobs.
Yes, I was poor.
Now it's like if they're not making $15 an hour, they'd rather go home and sit on the couch and get unemployment. $15 an hour.
Yes. I remember, well, you know what? I feel American are way harder worker than French people.
Wait.
Not in the restaurant
cut
business.
That out. We got to cut that out.
Okay.
We can't be telling. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm kidding.
No.
So you think in the restaurant business?
In the restaurant.
Okay.
Got it. No. In the restaurant business, they work like crazy in France. Here,
they
it's
do.
way easier.
It's way easier. Okay, got it. Okay.
But otherwise, French people have so much help with the government. They can be not working for 2 years and still getting paid.
Really?
Yes. So
why didn't you tap into that then?
No,
that's not your thing.
No, not my thing. No. Essentially, I didn't want to stay in France, but definitely not my thing.
Got it. Yeah.
So I feel
so.
American people, they don't have it easy. They have to work hard, and especially in California.
Yeah. Oh, forget about it.
To make enough money
to live here.
Live here. Good luck.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's
minimum 150 to 200,000 minimum to even have anything
to
here.
It's crazy.
Yeah, with a couple, it's minimum 250 plus to live any form of a
really nice lifestyle.
Yeah, comfortable lifestyle of any form of abundance at all. It's $250,000 plus a year at least. At least. In fact, 250 to 300. You're kind of it's marginal. We can have that. We can have a discussion on that. Anyway, okay, so you're now 18, 19 years old.
Yes.
Give me the journey now where you started. Like you're coming to America.
21.
How did that happen?
I'm now 21 years old.
21.
Yes.
Okay. You're still you're in London.
No, so I went from London to San Jose.
San Jose.
When I'm 21.
Okay, but what? How did that happen?
So my dad was in connection with the hotel management school of San Francisco, taking some student there to work in his restaurants, and that's how he was able to get me a job in the Marriott. So that's it. So I was there. I arrived there, and give me
the experience of when you knew you were coming to America. So what did you do? Did you get a visa? Like, was it temporary?
It was a 1-year visa, correct.
A 1-year visa.
And it was a student visa, even though I was not a student.
Got it.
And
were you just fired up when that happened? Like,
oh man, you have no idea. It was.
Tell me.
It was just a dream come through. I mean, it's really hard to come to America.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, and still is.
It was.
Still
not
is.
as much anymore. Just come over the border. You're all welcome. Anyway, go ahead.
Not so much the French people, but so when I got that visa, it was just truly.
Were you just fired up?
Yeah, I was fired up, and the day I arrived from the airport, I was living with a host family, and they came to pick me up.
And so they hooked you up with a host family prior to leaving.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And they came to get me. And while we drove back from the airport to their home, there were a whole scene on the highway with tons of police and gun. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And they kind of got freaked out. I guess it was pretty intense. And I just thought I was in a... That's what happened in America. I watched all these movies. I thought that was a normal thing, but it wasn't. So to me, I just was living the dream. I was so excited. And I loved every minute of it. It was hard on one level.
Which was?
Oh, my God. So, I'm 21 and I'm meeting men.
Did you know English at this point?
Much better.
Much better, okay.
Much better.
Okay, so you're meeting men.
Not men, boys. I was 21.
That's true.
And or even young, women. And they would say, oh, so nice to meet you. They would be super friendly. I'm calling you Friday and we are going to go out, or, we are going to do and I will be no cellular phone then either. So I will be waiting, attached to that phone at my host family for these calls to do something. And they will never call.
Are you kidding me?
And that's very American.
It is very American.
Very American. So you basically say that you are going to call and we are going to do this, that, and I believed it. I believed it for months.
Yeah.
Until I realized they don't mean
Where's
it.
the call?
In France, if you say that, you better show up, or they won't forgive you. You don't get. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but it's not okay.
Yeah.
So that was hard to get accustomed to. Honestly, that was the only hard thing, negative thing I felt.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was just awesome.
Wow.
Working, in the environment, the American way was awesome. And when I had to leave, I was crying.
Okay, what do you mean when you had to leave?
After a year, that's
so
it.
So you had a year to figure out how you can stay.
Yes.
Am I right about that?
Yes.
And you couldn't figure it out?
No. Well, I knew the only way, honestly, was to get married for me, because I didn't have any special gift.
And you couldn't even get a call back, so that wasn't going to happen.
Sorry about that. Yes.
Right?
Yes. I did.
Forget getting married. You can get a call.
I did find one boyfriend, and he was French, and he had a Corvette.
Oh, he's French?
He was French.
Okay.
I couldn't get an American guy to want to date me.
That's interesting.
I
wonder why.
I don't know why.
Huh.
And then he actually had a
boat.
Corvette. He had a really good job in like tech. But he would live in a garage, and in his garage was just a mattress and 2 plates and 2 glasses, and that was it. And I was so in love, and I was so in love with him.
You were?
I was so in love with him. So that was it. So
wow.
I won't go into details how that ended, but because you told me there's kids listening, so I can't go there.
No.
Sorry, I can't go there.
What?
No, I can't go there.
There's no kids. I was kidding. There's no kids. No kids are watching this.
No.
Forget what I said.
So too late.
What?
I read it. No.
You got to give me something here.
Oh no!
What happened? Was he here? Was he a citizen?
Yes. Oh, he was.
He was a citizen.
No, he was.
He was. How did he get his thing? His citizenship?
Most likely because he had a special gift, in the tech industry. He got most likely his visa this way. But yeah, let's go to the next subject.
Well, how bad could it be?
It's pretty bad.
It is?
Well, not really, but not that I can really share, I feel.
Really?
Yes, really.
Catherine, this is real deal talk. You see what the
really?
Real
Where does
deal.
that say that? Oh man, I had no idea.
This isn't fake deal. This isn't. Don't tell me the details.
Okay,
deal.
I'll tell you.
Give me something here.
Okay, I'll give you the details.
You can't just brush over that. Not on this show.
Okay, I'm going
not
to make it.
Not on this podcast. You can't.
Okay, I guess not. Okay.
Yeah, give me something.
Man, I didn't realize I would spill my entire life story.
That's what
here.
happens
This
in the
is
Real Deal Talk podcast.
Whoa.
That's what everybody says to me.
Okay, so basically, we played it like, we don't care about each other. We are cool.
Yep.
Everybody can do what they want and have other boyfriend, girlfriend.
Got it.
So because I wanted to look like I was cool, but I was fully in love with him.
Yes.
I had a girlfriend who came to visit and decided to present my girlfriend to him and act like I would be okay, that something would happen with both of them.
Oh, wow.
And then he did, and I was devastated, and it was horrible.
Oh, it backfired.
It so backfired
what
for me.
Didn't you tell the girl, don't make a move?
No, I didn't, because I wanted to be cool.
But you didn't tell her.
Don't do that, guys, ever. It doesn't work.
So you didn't tell her, hey, I'm doing this as a ploy to get him to like me more. No. Here's the strategy. You actually. Oh, so there's your mistake right there.
Right there.
You should have put the contract up front. Not that I have any experience in this area, but what I'm saying is, you should have been clear up front. The expectations should have been set.
Yeah,
hey,
I didn't want to do that, but yes. So
you presented the opportunity. You don't think a guy's going to take
again? Okay.
Well, I hope not. You don't think you don't think a guy's going to
take
a...
learn.
What do you think was going to happen? You think he's going to say, oh, no, I just like you better now. What were you thinking?
Yes.
That's what you thought?
Yes, I guess
you presented another hot chick to a guy in his low 20s?
But we were not together at this point.
This is like a guy's... You're talking about the American dream? That's the American dream.
Yes, I gave him the American dream, and he was French, so that was wasted. As far as I'm concerned, I shouldn't have done that to a French guy.
Yeah,
right.
You handed him like
I should have done that to an American guy.
Yeah, you handed him on a silver platter in his low 20s.
Yeah, he was older.
He was a blessed man, wasn't he? This is terrible. My Christian friends are like, JD. But you know what? I'm doing my best here. All right, so. Wow.
So anyway,
what happened? Did they start dating after that? Or
no, she was just here on vacation, but still, I just got really hurt, and that was it.
Did they quote unquote hang out without you, or were you all together?
Oh, I am so not answering that question.
I'll leave it right there. I'm going to leave it there. You are French, so that means you're all together.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying I'm French.
Once I get the answer to that question, I will move on, and we won't.
It was not together.
It wasn't?
I just wanted to.
Really?
I like the idea of you thinking for a minute. It might have been, but it was not.
So we just offered her up and said, hey, here you go. Mm-hmm. Do your thing. I'll be over here. Mm-hmm. I mean, that doesn't...
Yes.
That's absurdity.
It's what happened.
At least you should have been involved.
I wasn't far, so that...
You weren't far? Were you in the other room? You were in the other room?
Maybe.
Catherine, what were you thinking? Why didn't you at least join in and say, hey?
No,
don't
because
leave me out of this.
I was in love with him. I didn't want to be part of that.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, I promised I'd leave it.
How much longer are we staying on that subject?
I promised I'd leave it there.
Oh, my God.
But I'm dying to ask more questions. But I'm not. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, good.
But this French guy, what was he think? Was he just fired up? Would you just walk out of the house?
He did not complain. He had no complaints. Let me put it, yeah.
Did you just say, hey, that's not acceptable for me, I'm out?
No.
You didn't say anything?
No, because we were not together.
Oh,
anyway,
that's right, yeah. So then you just moved on.
I moved on.
You never talked to him again?
By leaving the country.
You never talked to him again?
No, I talked to him again. I played it still like I was cool. I kept...
like you didn't care?
Kept
like you actually
didn't
care?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Did you guys mess around after that time? Or no, that's it. You were done.
I was done.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair enough, I guess. Okay, so now I'm leaving it there. Now I'm leaving it right there.
God.
So at this point, what was he thinking? I'm just kidding. No. How far were you from losing the visa and having to go home now? How many months?
I can't remember any of that, honestly. I have very poor memory, but I just know.
But not long after this point, where you guys had the menage a trois.
We did not have the menage a trois.
Yeah. That's right.
Wow.
So, all right. So after the three of you got down, at this point, now, I'm kidding. I'm totally messing around here. What? I know. You couldn't. No way you're going to brush over that in the Real Deal.
I guess not.
Office here. There's just no
I'm
way.
To understand what's happening here.
Yeah, and if my Christian fellowship friends, it's too much. That's fine. Tune out right there, because I'm not going to get back on that topic about the.
Can we edit anything here?
We can, but we won't.
Oh.
So we're not going to talk about the threesome anymore. We're done.
We're going to leave.
We're going to leave it in the bedroom.
Okay.
We're going to leave the three of them in the bedroom where they belong.
Oh my God.
All right. All right. So you lose your visa. Were you devastated?
It's the end. I was devastated.
Were you trying to do anything like trying to meet a man and marry him?
No,
Be honest.
No, not at this time. But then my goal was, I knew it would take me 2 years minimum to get another visa.
To get one to come back.
To be able to come back.
Okay.
So my goal was, if I can come back, I am finding a man to marry.
Wow.
Yes.
So you left.
I
left.
Were
you gone for 2 years?
I was gone for 2 years.
Where did you go?
I went backpacking around the world, which that was first actually.
Wow. Did you go back to where your parents were or no?
Yeah. First I went back to where my parents live, and I opened a brand new hotel with my best friend. He was the director.
You opened one?
Yes.
Meaning
it was
you worked there when it was opened.
Okay. I worked there as an assistant of my best friend who was opening it up. And then after that, I took care of a. You don't have these kind of stores where you just buy cigarettes and newspaper. You don't really have that here.
Liquor store.
It's called tabac or liquor store. Yeah. So
out there, that's all they sell.
Yeah, that's all they sell.
Listen, do people in France? Everybody smokes.
Yes, they did. Not as much
back then.
Yeah.
But in America, it was the same way back in the day. Everybody smoked.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch a movie, and in the movie, they're smoking the whole time.
I know.
It's insane.
It was bad. When you were working in restaurant.
Remember being on a plane and people smoking right next to you on a plane? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
God, crazy. Okay. All right, so you got the job there. You opened the hotel. Mm-hmm. This was back where your family was living.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, then you moved. Then what did you...
What do you mean they were living?
Meaning your parents... You said it was around you where your parents were living.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So then where'd you go from there?
Then my parents had friends who had this tabac.
Yeah, tabac.
And
which was cigarettes and newspapers?
Yes, they were struggling, and my dad were helping them financially to keep it open, and they got me to go and help. So I did that for a while. So I worked in that, and then I left with my best friend Moreno for a trip around the world backpacking.
Wow.
It was the most awesome
thing
I've done in my entire life.
Really?
For sure, from far. Yes.
No way. And you stayed at hostels and stuff?
Yes, in hotels. Yes, we had no money practically.
I was going to say, how did you get by with money?
We didn't have much at all. So we paid for the tickets for the round trip.
Yeah.
And then we would stay in hotels, which would be... Like in India, they were 50 cents, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember we moved one hotel to the other because the difference was 30 cents.
Yeah.
We were so poor that we were really trying to be super careful.
Between 30 or 50 cents, you'd have to make a decision.
That's kind of what I remember, at the time. But it was like, we didn't have to, but we chose to because we were tight. And then at some point, we arrived in Bali, Indonesia. And there we saw 21 years old having business, like, doing import-export of jewelry and shorts and stuff. And I'm like, man, maybe we can do that.
Yeah.
So we started producing a bathing suit and shorts and cheap jewelry like shells and...
While you were traveling?
Yes. And because it was awesome. So we started, manufacturing this and copying others, really.
Yeah, of course.
We didn't invent anything.
Well, that's how it works.
And then, and then as we continued traveling, we would sell some of it.
Yeah.
And I remember we almost got arrested in China. We had like pendants, like with panda on it, and we thought it would be a great idea to go in front of the zoo and set up there. And it was not a great idea. No, not a great idea at all.
Wasn't legal.
Not legal at all, and they don't kill around in China.
Wow.
So, so we come close a couple of times. Yeah. I will tell you one thing, which I would like to say right away, did not happen. Okay, did not happen. We were in Thailand, and we went for a trip in the mountain, a trekking. Is that how you call it? A truck, or we just went for a few days. You know, with a guide.
Yep.
And the guide was a super tiny Asian, you know, Thai guy. I'm sure.
Yeah, normal.
Like he was like
normal Asian guy, where they're smaller than normal.
Smaller, even smaller.
Yeah, Asians are all.
He was like a third of my size, and he was like a tenth of yours, maybe not.
Yeah, not as small as
he was
Chris,
really tiny,
but
not at all. Chris is very handsome, by the way.
Oh, Chris!
I just want to say that.
Look at that.
He is.
He paid you on the way in, didn't he?
He did not. He did not.
Very handsome.
But I'm hoping if he's the one who edits things, he will edit where it looks like crap or say something weird.
You got a compliment. Aw, that's so sweet. Even with your patchy gray beard, you got a compliment. All right, so go ahead. So the small Asian guy.
So small Asian guide. At some point, we found out that he was saying to others that I harassed him in some ways.
You aroused him in some ways?
No. Harassed him.
I was like, here we go again. Another threesome coming here?
No. Well, no, but we kind of...
He said you harassed him?
Yeah, like something weird was like, we were hearing weird negative comments.
Yeah.
So we felt not safe, and then we just took off. So that was one where we didn't feel safe, you know. And then in India, when there were no internet, no nada, I promise you they had a human internet in India. Because
what does that mean?
It means like you would arrive in a city and you will see certain people like on motorbikes when you come out of the airport. And then you take a cab and you end up at a hostel. Yeah. And then you see the same guy right there in the morning when you wake up and you're like, whoa. You know, and then you're like, a little bit weird, you know. Yeah. And then we will go to another hotel, and 2 days later, they find you.
What?
Yes, I swear to God, it was obvious. They were like human internet.
Following you?
Yes.
Tracking you?
Tracking you a little bit, yes.
Wow.
Yes,
that's bizarre.
Yeah, it was, interesting.
Oh, my gosh.
So it was just so awesome to travel with no money.
Yeah.
It was so truly an adventure.
Yeah, makes you be resourceful.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
To be able to make it through.
It really does. But it was just...
And you're about 22, 23 at this point, right?
Yeah. 22.
And then you realize you were just biding your time for you just need to buy your time for 2 years till you could come back to the States, right?
Yes.
Because after 2 years, what happens? You can get another work visa? What happens?
I got another work visa for 1 year, and then I said, I need to find a man to marry me.
So you were on a mission.
I was on a mission. My antennas were out.
Yeah. Yes.
This was Catherine.
Oh, yeah, Catherine.
So Catherine arrived, and 4 days later, she went to a party.
Oh, gosh. Here we go. Here we go.
It's a party for like, people in the hotel industry. Yeah. So there were a lot of gay guys.
Oh.
And then there were one guy who was surrounded by women. So I figured this one must be straight.
Yeah.
So he was really handsome.
Ooh.
Really handsome.
Okay.
So I went straight to him, and I just kind of
not as handsome as Chris, though.
Not as handsome. Let's say in a different way.
In a different way.
Yeah, in a different way.
More masculine. Got it.
No, I did not say that.
I know,
oh my God, he's putting words in my mouth.
I was thinking he's paying attention. All right.
So anyway, I went and introduced myself.
Yep.
And that was it.
You said, I'm Catherine Black.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah. Hi, I'm Catherine.
I'm Catherine Black.
Yes.
Okay, so what happened? Did he respond?
He responded.
Okay, then what'd you do? Go get another girl and bring her over to him and hand her
off?
No. Okay, good. You didn't try that move again?
No.
Good.
I learned from my mistake.
Yeah, thank God.
From some of them.
Yeah,
Sometimes I repeat.
Okay.
But
so he responded well?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
This is 4 days in?
Well enough.
Well enough?
Yes.
Okay, well enough to get married?
9 months later, but I had to ask him to marry me.
Really?
Yes.
So he knew you were from France.
Yeah.
He knew that you were on a work visa.
Yes.
He was fully aware of this. He
Yes.
was fully aware that in order for you to stay, that you would need to get married to him. Was he fully aware of this?
Not at the beginning.
Not in the beginning.
So first we were just dating, and then we decided to move in together because we both didn't like our roommates.
So when you were dating,
Yes.
did this come up? The fact that you were on a
for
visa?
sure.
Yeah.
For sure, he knew.
So he knew you were. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna have to leave.
Yeah, I'm
soon.
just here for a year. Yeah.
You didn't
He
say
knew.
any. You didn't like infer like, yeah, I'm here for a year unless I can,
Who knows what I said at that time? Who knows? I have no idea.
Yeah, considering you brought a woman to another man,
Oh my
who
God,
knows
I
what you
would
said?
regret telling
Who
you this
knows?
for sure.
Yeah.
Forever.
If you're willing to bring a guy, another girl, who knows what you're capable of?
Yeah.
So it's
you're right.
possible. So it's possible.
Everything is possible. But everything is
possible.
possible. It's true.
All right. So did you move in together?
So we moved in together, but
Yeah.
we each had our room.
You each had your own room.
Yeah.
How long after meeting? How long did you move in together? How long? How long? Did you
I'm thinking just 3 months.
3 months. That's
it
it.
was quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 months, head over heels. You're both in love.
No.
No.
I think we really liked each other.
Okay.
But we weren't like crazy in love.
Got it. Okay.
I was very
What
to
about
him.
all
I
the-
was weird to him. It was really out of his comfort zone.
Yeah. Because he was normally probably a ladies' man, since he had a flock of women around him at the party.
No, not really.
No.
Mm-mm.
Why do you have all the women around him?
Because he's really handsome.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So.
And he's very selective. How did you?
No. No, I don't
Okay.
know.
Interesting.
I'm not too sure.
No, that's
but
good.
he
That's-
wasn't really one which was like really
Okay. But that's-
womanizer.
So that's good. Nice job. You got in there, swooped in between
Uh-huh.
all the women, and
Yeah,
got him out. I
I
like
really
that.
did. I did.
So you moved in together,
Mhm.
and then 9 months later,
Mm-hmm.
did you feel like? Did he say like you're the one? Like, did you know that? No.
No.
So you're 9 months knowing that you're on the clock.
I only
here.
have 3 months left.
You have three. Did he know you had 3 months left?
Yes.
He knew.
He knew. Yes.
Did he also know? Had the topic come up that if I don't get married, I'm out of here?
Yes.
It came up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he didn't make a move on that. You did.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
I asked him.
Yep.
I just said, hey, Steve, there's only 3 more months. Would you want to marry me?
Yeah.
And he said yes.
Oh wow. Oh, that's
So
so
at
sweet.
that point, we did have love for each other.
Yes.
We were in love with each other, but not
Yeah.
at. I don't think I was his type
Yeah.
originally, and
Yeah.
he wasn't my type.
Right.
He was more the cold, kind of American
Yeah.
stereotype.
Which
Well, there's some warm one, but he was more on the cold one. He
Okay.
was kind of like
the
this.
cold American, typical American. Is that what you just said?
No, not typical. I said he was kind of. I feel there is some American which are pretty. You're not one of them, obviously.
Thank you.
I mean,
He's over-
obviously, but I mean,
He's
there's
over there pointing me. That's you.
like my type before
Yeah.
my ex-husband was hot Italian like personality.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
most
The
likely
bad boy.
not too bad, but
Yeah, not
just
too bad.
but like lively, outgoing. He
yeah.
was not like this.
He was not- okay.
He was not outgoing.
Okay.
No.
He was just kind of even keeled.
Even keel.
Cold. Okay.
Yeah.
So he said yes.
He said yes.
You got married.
Yes.
Where'd you get married?
We got married in Pompton Lake
Okay.
in New Jersey. That's where he was
New
from.
Jersey. You're kidding me. He was
Yeah.
from Jersey?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got something going
Yeah.
for him here. You know what I'm
He had a lot going for him.
saying? Yeah. Well, you know him from Jersey, right?
No, I didn't know
That's
that.
what I'm saying
Ah,
is
okay.
now we're getting somewhere. Now this guy's legitimate. You know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, enough about me. So then how long did that last? Listen, once you get married, if you get divorced, or I should say when you get divorced, do you lose the visa or you're already a citizen?
You need to be married 2 years, I believe,
2
before you
years.
get your green card.
Ah.
And yeah, there is a time frame. Where
Did you make it 2 years with him?
12.
12?
Yes.
Okay.
And we had 2 awesome kids.
Oh, yay.
So it became
That's
a real
amazing.
thing. And,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it became the real thing. But
Oh,
honestly,
that's great.
I know
I
would
love
have,
that.
Yeah, I would not have married him. I
Yeah.
would not have started dating him originally
Yeah.
if I didn't have that goal. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he was most likely a much better fit for me and how I am, independent, than if I had this, hot Italian guy. In 6 months, I would have divorced.
It would have been a disaster.
Likely.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
totally
it's interesting, how things happen.
Yeah. So it was actually a good match for you.
Very much.
Because you're outgoing and so
it's not so much that, it's because he let me do whatever I wanted. Any business I wanted to do.
Oh, that's he supported you.
He would support me. Yeah.
Yeah, meaning he encouraged you.
Encouraged me. He will not stop me from doing anything. I could go with my kids traveling. He was crazy about fishing. I let him do that with his pals. Whenever he wanted. So we had a great, understanding of each other and respect of wanting to make each other happy by doing their own thing. That was our style.
And then, so you had 2 kids with him, right?
Yeah.
So how did that end?
By having 2 most incredible children.
No, you're the marriage. You said
the
divorced,
marriage.
Right?
Oh, the marriage. You want to know how that ended?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good story.
It is.
It is.
I'm sure. All right, go.
Well, one day he came back home. No, I came back home and I pull up and he come and opened the door for me, which he will never do that. Why would you open the door? I'm like, oh, something is weird. And then he had some kind of marks of struggle,
Oh.
And I'm like, what happened? And he had to share with me that he actually had an affair with another woman.
Oof.
Yes.
How long were you gone for?
No, I was just working. I was not gone for a long time. No, he just fell in. Honestly, he fell in love. He married that person afterwards. Yeah. It's really kind of okay, honestly.
Yeah.
It just happened.
This is the French way. It's okay.
No,
it's fine.
It's it's life, right?
Yeah.
But
so this was, you just went to work?
Yeah, I just went to work. I came back, and then something happened with the husband or boyfriend of that person. And he felt he had to share with me because he was worried what that other person would do.
Yes.
So anyway, he felt we were maybe in danger. Nothing never happened. But yeah, so that's how
maybe
I
we're
found
in danger because of the other woman's husband.
Maybe, yes.
What was your reaction?
I just
heartbroken
listened.
right there? Were you just
no,
like, oh my
God.
I
was just taking it in. Obviously, yes, I was heartbroken, but I just was taking it in. I was glad he told me about it, and then that's it. That was the beginning of the end. You know.
Did you say, okay, cool, we're done?
Mm-hmm, yes.
You said we're done at that point?
Well, no, I wanted to try to see if it would work again, but honestly, he was in love with that woman.
He was.
Yes, and so he went back with her, which I understood, and then maybe somewhere I was also ready. You know?
To move on.
So it was really just, I felt really hard for the kids. They were really young, 2 years old, 5 years old. But that's how it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. And quite frankly, it's probably better they were that young, because they were older, right?
Who knows?
Because then they actually know what's going on. At 2 and 5, they have no clue.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
It's a hard one.
Like
I think, most importantly, it's how the father and mother behave when they are separated, which is important.
True.
Than the age.
Absolutely.
I think it's more how I think that's more what will stay with the kids.
And on that note, did you then split custody with him? Did he have the kids a lot, or did you take him solo?
Yeah, no, we had custody. He had them like 10 days. I had them 20 days, which I wanted them more. Yeah. So it was awesome because...
Did he legitimately want them around? He was doing it kind of because he had to, huh?
He was not a father type. He wasn't wired to be a father. He will say it himself.
Okay, yeah. He's more selfish.
It just wasn't.
He was kind of a little bit more self-centered.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he was. And he would, admit to it. But so he worked out in a way because then I was able to choose everything, the schools, I could take my kids in the direction I wanted. So why
did he take them at all, by the way? Like if he wasn't really feeling it or whatever, did he?
I'm sure
he had
because
to?
Because he wanted to in some ways.
Yeah.
Still, but yeah.
And so beyond that, then when did it get to the point? Was there a point where you just took over completely?
At some point, my kids were not comfortable living with their dad anymore. Yeah. And they felt they preferred to just live with me. So that was when they were 12 years old. Why were they not comfortable? He had a drinking problem. He developed a drinking problem.
He did.
So that was really tough. It was really tough. Yeah. So it was tough on the kids, honestly, very tough for kids.
And when they decided that, and was he like, oh, what are you doing? Or was he like, okay, no problem?
No, it was okay. It was okay, yeah.
Did you tell him,
and
hey?
He understood. He knew he had that flaw.
Yeah.
And he understood.
He knew it.
Yeah, he knew it. He couldn't stop, but he was admitting to it, conscious about it, and yeah.
So then you pretty much took over complete custody, and are you still now? Or wait a minute, I don't even realize when you came back to the States. Were you back in San Jose?
No, I came to San Diego.
Because wait.
That was it.
So was it married in Jersey?
I was married in Jersey.
Okay.
But we already had moved to San Diego, I think.
You had? Okay.
No, we didn't. We got married when we were in Boston. My parents and my family met him the day we got married, or the day before we got married.
Did they fly here? They came here?
They flew here.
Oh, that's nice. Were they happy?
Are you kidding me? They were like, what are you doing? But then once they met him, they were happy. But first, I mean, can you imagine if your kid, you go to their wedding, you never met who they're marrying? No, that's not cool. But it went really great.
When did you tell your dad that you were getting married?
Most likely 3 months before.
3?
When I found out, he said yes to marry me.
Yeah. That's when you told him?
Yeah.
But they knew you had a boyfriend?
No, they did, yes. And they liked him very much over the phone, but they didn't know him.
And so then you moved to San Diego?
Then we got married, and then we moved to San Diego.
What made you move to San Diego?
Because when I went backpacking all over the world, at some point we ended up in San Diego. And I just thought...
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just thought that's where I want to be.
So when you were traveling, you were able to come here for what? For how long?
Maybe a month we were traveling in
How does that work? Like when you just have a passport and you can stay for a month? I don't even know how that works.
I think tourist visa. Yeah.
A tourist visa?
Yeah.
And how long can you stay?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't remember how long we stayed.
Why don't you just keep getting tourist visas back in the day? I don't know. I don't even know how that works.
I don't remember, honestly.
Okay.
I can't remember. Yeah.
So you visited San Diego, so that made you loved it here. So therefore, you guys said, "Hey, let's go to San Diego."
Yes, I said I want to go to San Diego because that's where the water would be the warmest.
Really?
And I liked it when we were doing a trip around the world with my friend Moreno. We liked it. We felt good about it, and it was cool that it's close to Mexico. And so that's kind of my goal. My goal was come back to California. San Diego.
Yeah. And so it was out here that happened with him then?
Oh, yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
Out here in San Diego.
Was here, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so then you were raising your children out here pretty much by yourself.
Yes, right? I was.
Where did they go to high school?
Natasha went to San Diego High and Chris to Point Loma High.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, so this guy's out of the picture now for the most part.
Yes.
Meaning, okay. And then, by the way, is he still around? What's going on?
No, he passed, unfortunately.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
And that was recent?
3 years ago, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but when you guys got divorced,
yes.
Okay, that was over, right? And then you moved on,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you moved on, what happened then? So, what point do you start becoming an entrepreneur?
So I have always been an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So the last time I worked in the restaurant business was when I was 25.
Yep.
And then that was when we moved to San Diego. I started import-export with Bali. So I would go back to Bali, manufacture some items and sell them on farmer markets, flea markets, little stores.
Yep.
So that was what I was doing originally, actually, when I first came to San Diego. I got into what I thought was the American dream, but it was not for me, which was the multi-level marketing. So the pyramid.
Yes, the pyramid.
Oh my God, guys. Talk about training for taking rejection.
Yes.
This is the best training you can get.
No doubt about it.
To get thick skin. And
yes.
It was made really intense.
Which company was it?
It was NSA.
NSA, yeah. I know NSA.
And I remember they were selling the water filter.
Yeah, the
so
water
that
filters.
was one thing.
Yep.
But then they also were selling these kits for kids, like 3 years old kids.
Yep.
And I knew nobody, so I thought I'm going to go to parks and look for single dads and go and introduce myself and see if they would be open for me to show them the game.
Yeah.
And I met one guy who was awesome, who was a realtor, and he gave me a list of all his friends who had kids.
Yeah.
and he's a friend to this day.
Yeah, no way.
And they were all living in Fallbrook. So I will go every day driving to Fallbrook with my little games and presenting my games, and I never sold one.
You didn't sell one?
I did not sell one.
Why not? How could you not buy from you? You sucked.
I don't know.
Who would not buy from you? It
wasn't even that expensive.
It probably wasn't even that expensive. What kind of game was it?
They were just multiple games, for the 2, 3, 4 years old.
Did the original guy that gave you the list buy anything?
No.
No?
I don't think so. But he gave me the list. That was awesome of him.
Yeah.
Right? But it was just, I would remember driving to Fallbrook. But it's okay, though, And then I guess I did succeed in selling some, air filter and water. Yeah. But I definitely lost money. I didn't have a lot of money.
What was wrong with the game, though? Why wouldn't they buy it for their kids? If I met you, I would have just done it just to support you. They didn't even... Nothing?
No. I don't think I was doing a good job.
Clearly.
Obviously.
Obviously, if you, being the energetic, passionate, positive person you are, that product must have been horrible. Because there's no way.
It was tough on my self-esteem. I mean,
I'll bet.
Whoa. I mean, it was really hard on the self-esteem in general.
Yeah.
Multi-level marketing is a tough one, especially when you are brand new in a country, for God's sake, you know nobody.
Yeah.
But it was such a good training.
No
also
doubt about it.
To learn people, me learning the kind of business they are in, understanding more about what people do here, and vocabulary-wise, I learned a lot more vocabulary. I mean, overall, it was still...
So I hope everybody's paying attention to that, because that right there is incredible information, because you're every time I'm like, oh, that was terrible. I said, no. It's a learning experience. Every situation like this, which is why I wanted to bring you in, because I knew you're going to I had no idea about all this stuff. So I knew you had an incredible story of overcoming challenges and obstacles. And here's just a mini tiny little story about network marketing, about going to, strangers and trying to sell this product. But she's looking at it in a way of the positive, of what you learned, right? Of interacting with people, interacting with different types of people, finding out what makes them tick, which helped you later in life, which we're now going to get to, as far as how you became an incredibly successful publisher and owner of a magazine, and now how you're just absolutely doing amazing in real estate, right?
Yeah.
This is where this is all leading. So I hope everybody's...
absolutely.
Yeah, right?
Because when you take rejection from selling something that people are like, whoa.
Yeah.
Once you take rejection for something which is more of a normal product, you can take it way easier, you know? So... everything is a journey. There is no question about it. Every time you get a smack in the face, or you get down and you get back up, it's just to get stronger. But the reality, though, it just keeps happening often in your life when it goes up and down. It really just does. You think, oh, this is it now, but it's not.
No.
So I feel more you get out of your comfort zone when you are young, more trained you are to keep getting out of your comfort zone, so you have more opportunity coming to you, or you take more chances, and then you have more cool things happening to you. But then you are also going to fail more often. But it's so rewarding when you do succeed. And it makes life so interesting, and I don't regret, honestly, one thing.
Not one thing.
No, I don't regret one thing that I have done. Sometimes, I do regret one thing. Sometimes I stay too long doing the same thing because I'm like, man, I only have one life. So I did the magazine 20 years, which I'm like, I cannot even believe.
And guys, listen to what she just said. Listen to that. Think about it. Rewind the tape and listen to it again. Every experience that you have, and especially like you said, the earlier on in life that you can go through things like this and struggle, is going to only prepare you for later in life. Because listen, as we said earlier, life is rough, and you're going to get. But the more you go for it, the more risks you take in life. It's very simple. The more rewards you get.
You really do.
But you have to be willing to fail. And a lot of people are scared to fail. And the reason they have fear of failure is not because of the failure itself. It's because of what people are going to think about them when they fail.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, for
Would you agree with that? So now hit the when did you get into the so you went from failing in network marketing?
Oh yes, miserably.
Terrible.
Oh, and I didn't do only an essay. Then I did Molly Black Gold, which I know.
What's that called?
Okay, Molly Black Gold.
Never even heard of that one.
Which is like crazy for me to even attempt for that.
Yeah.
They were fluid to put in your in your car.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
In the car.
I know nothing about cars.
Yeah.
And I was trying to sell stuff to put in the car, so obviously I failed.
Which would increase the gas mileage? Because I think I remember this one.
I have no clue, but honestly, it was ridiculous. I mean, obviously I failed.
Yeah.
And then I did a third one.
Which one was that one? You're preaching the choir, by the way.
I had big, I don't know if you remember, but you might remember that. I had huge acne, which was a huge problem for me. Yes, so a huge acne. And this was a product for acne. So I thought at least I can try to sell this, But that
look at me. Look at my before. Look at my after.
Yeah, well, the problem after wasn't that great. So
oh, God.
So anyway, but bottom line, another failure. So I definitely tried, but failed 3 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
But as far as the what you experienced and the learning, right,
was amazing.
Was amazing because I went through network marketing. That's what started my entrepreneur career.
Okay.
Was this started with network marketing, like the Real Deal Talk podcast, the Real Deal Sleep, all of our stuff that we've done for the last 20 years. It started with network marketing. Okay. That's where we got our training. My wife Rachel and I started with that's where we got our training. That's where we, like you said, it's where you get the training on how to get rejected on a regular basis. Like if you pitch the business on somebody, people call it a pyramid scheme. We lost friends. We lost circles. We lost, you know what I mean? But it made us stronger. It made us also realize how to interact with people. Yeah. So really I love that you brought this up because really people that, you know what, and because. You know
what else I learned?
What?
Is that it's not because you believe in something and you are excited and you are able to make calls and not give up and keep at it, that most people can't do it. Most people don't have it in them at all.
They don't. No. Very, very small percentage. Very small percentage. Like, because we used to get people involved in the business that were really excited.
Yes.
And they'd hear one person tell them, like, their brother that's sitting on the couch making no money that has completely broke tells them it's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they run for the hills.
Yes.
Like literally it took one single thing of rejection to run for the hills and give up, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, for sure. So that was, cool for me in a way because I realized here were these people which were already ahead in their life, successful. But in the meantime, I could tell they don't have the stamina I had of keeping going.
Yeah.
Because even they were excited at first. I didn't twist their arm.
Yeah.
But then they just didn't have the capacity or just qualities that it takes to keep at it and not give up. And so it kind of gave me some self-confidence on that end. I'm like, okay, it looks like I'm being able to,
we're kind of comparing yourself to others, that realizing that, wait a minute, I've got some grit here. I've got some perseverance.
Well, I could get people in, but then they couldn't get people in. So that would stop everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly. So, and listen, there's a reason I think it's 1% of the population makes 6 figures a year. I believe it's top 1% only. There's a reason for that. There's a reason. Mm-hmm. Because the top 1% are willing to do what the other 99% aren't willing to do, which is persevere. When the going gets tough, they keep going no matter what. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They keep striving, keep pushing. Because what's the moral of the story here, Catherine, is you just don't give up. Mm-hmm. Just keep going. Yeah. No matter what, keep going. All right, so get to the magazine. Okay. So how did you start the magazine?
So I was broke.
Okay.
And I went.
Broke again.
Yep. Broke again. So I went to visit a friend of mine in San Jose that I met in San Jose.
Yeah.
Who actually ended up being the girlfriend of this boyfriend that I was in love with originally. Remember that?
No.
Yes.
Which one? Not the one.
Yes, this one. So it's another friend who ended up with him. Anyway.
Wait. You're talking about the same guy here?
The same guy.
The threesome guy? What?
The one we didn't have the threesome with. Yes, that one.
Whatever. We're back to you.
Oh my God.
Somehow we made it back to this guy?
We made it back to this guy.
Oh,
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So anyway, this
is going to get me going again.
No.
This is the same guy?
No. Don't do that. Oh my God, I just hit myself.
This is menage a trois guy? And that's a French word, isn't it? Menage a trois.
It is very French.
Oh my God, I didn't even do the math. And menage a trois. It's a French word. Man. How fitting.
How stupid that you had to even mention that right now.
I can't believe it. Man. How would you even you should have denied that it was the same guy.
It's the same guy.
Because now I'm going to get back on this. Damn it. I was going to leave it there.
But
I was going to leave it there. But now I got to know. No. Okay, so it was the girlfriend of the guy What
now
girl?
they were together, living together. Yes.
The one that you introduced to him?
No, not the same one.
Oh.
It's another one.
I was hoping so. That would have been great. All right. So it's another one.
Yeah,
it
another
was
one.
her that you met.
Yeah, I had met her when I first
Okay.
was in San Jose, and then I heard she was doing a magazine.
Yeah.
So when I visited, she kind of told me what she was doing, and I thought, oh, maybe I can do something similar.
Yeah.
And because it didn't cost much to start.
Yep.
So I went back to San Diego, started the magazine. She quit 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So it was really a chance, if you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a zip up
Please,
order.
yeah, go ahead.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, no problem. I can't believe we ended up back at this guy.
I know. I can't believe it. I can't believe I even mentioned it.
Yeah, I can't believe it. You walked right into that one.
I am like so bad. It is my first podcast,
When you
so next one
when
I'll
you-
be a little bit smarter about
No,
what
no,
I
no.
share.
This is perfect. When you mention it, I'm like, don't, I mean, in my mind, I'm like, this can't be the same guy.
It is the same guy.
It's the same guy. The guy with the Corvette,
The Corvette
in
who
the
live
garage.
in the garage. Well, they were not living in the garage anymore. Now they were living in a beautiful home.
So you had the threesome in a room then? It wasn't the garage.
Oh my God!
I know. See, you had to get back on this. I could not. This is your fault. All right, so get back.
Okay.
She had the magazine.
Yeah.
She quit.
She
What'd
quit 2 weeks later, and then I thought, okay, I'll start something.
So were you
like
up there
this.
at this time?
No, not when
So
she
you
quit.
just visited her, and then you thought you got the idea
Yeah,
to bring it back here.
to do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started.
Basically, you stole her idea,
Yes.
got it, and then came back here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
And
go
then,
ahead.
And then I started here. So I started going to
Who'd you reach out to? How did you get involved in this? Did you say, hey,
the printer. It was a well-organized printer
Okay.
who had other publisher all over the States. And I asked if I could be in San Diego, and they said yes.
this was the one from up north?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So basically,
use her contact as well.
well, she
Wow.
didn't mind because
course.
it wasn't taking anything from her.
Sure.
She was working for that printer,
Yeah.
and they were just helping publisher develop
Yeah,
magazines, if
yeah.
you would. So that's what I did. I started, and that was how we met.
So that's when you started. So
Yes.
you thought, what, I'm going to put restaurants in here? Like you
So because my background was
up north,
restaurant,
were they doing restaurants?
not as much. No.
But because your background is restaurants.
I thought that's where I could fake it, like I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But I was not understanding very well what coupons were. And it was a coupon magazine.
It was.
So I went to the post office asking them to do a coupon with me. And
Yeah.
they looked at me like I was from another planet.
Yeah.
And then I remember, when I really remember, I went to a chiropractor, which I didn't know what a chiropractor was.
Right.
But I knocked on the door, it looked like a business.
Yep.
And I had this very heavy bag. I don't know if you remember that. I
do.
was carrying
I
this
totally
very
do.
heavy bag. And he looks at me, he take one look at me, he said, what are you selling?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm selling advertising. And he said, okay, before you give me your
pitch.
you need to let go of your bag. I'm like, okay. And then he takes me to the back room and he puts me against a flat
Oh,
board.
No. Where are we going with this?
I swear to God.
This
I
isn't
swear to God.
another-
And I'm like, okay. I don't
What,
know
up
if- I
against
don't-
the
I don't-
board?
A board. And he attached me. And a minute later, I was upside down. And I was in my head, I was like, I just don't think that's how I'm supposed to sell my ads. I was just like, I just don't think this is how it should happen. But here I was upside down
Yes.
in a chiropractic.
So he saw something in your posture
Yes. He said,
that he needed to correct.
yes.
It was bothering him.
Yes. How cool is that?
That's incredible.
I think it's so cool.
And you did it.
And I did it.
You did.
because
You hear.
I wanted to
Who
sell my
knows
ads.
what he was
I
doing,
would
though?
do anything to sell my ads.
Well-
I had to pay the printer,
Yeah.
the postage,
Yeah.
the graphic artist.
Yep. You do threesomes, and you just.
No. My
I
God.
know. You're the one who had to mention it again.
So yeah, so
You had
that's
to mention
really
it.
one that I remember. When I first started, and
And so what? He adjusted you then? Meaning that
I don't remember the whole thing.
Okay,
but
so
yeah,
after
he worked on me.
So
yeah.
after he worked on you,
he didn't buy an ad.
he
no.
did buy an ad.
No, he did not buy an ad. But do you remember City Deli in the
Yeah.
corner of University?
Yes.
They are the one who bought one of the first ad.
Yeah. So you're pitching this idea.
Yeah.
So I'm starting a magazine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to charge you. What were you? You might remember.
I don't remember. Maybe
I'm going to charge you to be in it, and then I'm
$500.
going to distribute 1,000 in this area,
Yeah.
whatever this area.
Yeah.
And so the chiropractor didn't like it, huh?
I don't think he didn't like it. I don't remember, honestly.
Okay.
You know.
And so then the City Deli, you went in to pitch them.
Yes, I went to pitch them.
How many people had you pitched at this point?
I have no idea. I have a very bad memory.
Yeah.
So all I remember is that every time before I would go inside one of the business, I would try to pitch. I will have to stop and I will breathe 7 times.
Yeah.
To try to relax.
To calm down. Yeah.
To calm down.
Yes.
I mean, it was like I had anxiety to go in every time.
Folks, listen to this.
Yeah.
Because you have people that just won't go for it in life. This is why this is why she's here, is because listen to this story here. She's as confident as she is. When she was first starting, she'd have to stand outside, breathe 7 times just to walk in. How hard is to walk in and pitch somebody cold that you don't know?
Well, I didn't even know what I was talking about. I didn't quite understand anything. I didn't have any product to show. I had nothing. So, you know, anybody who bought the ad for the first book, they did it by pity or because they wanted to support me. No, seriously.
Yeah, but
or
that's
because
fine.
they're like, this poor French girl, you know, she can barely speak English. She's trying hard. Let's give her a chance.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know it is. And I'm really thankful to that.
Yes.
And anybody who was in my first book, I always treated it special because, I mean, they did it for me, not for them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
oh my God, what an amazing story. I love this.
But you know what was so cool?
Yes.
As I was sitting there in City Deli in the corner, they had that big booth. I looked around, I'm like, oh my God, I was in that exact restaurant with Moreno. When we were in San Diego.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding. It's for sure. I realized when we were there in San Diego, we ended up at City Deli, and I recognized the table where we said I was sitting with the owner to sell my ads.
Wow.
Like, you know, I don't know how many years later.
The same place.
Same place.
And so they were the first one to buy an ad.
Yes.
You went crazy. So what do you do, though? Somebody buys an ad. You only have one. You need how many to launch a magazine?
Oh, you needed
20?
20 at least, I think.
At least 20.
At least 20, yeah. So I got 20 somehow. It took me a while, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then it just kept growing little by little. I remember the first one.
And this came from you literally hitting the streets.
That's it.
Hitting the streets, literally.
Yes.
You'd park and you'd go business to business to business.
I did that for 20 years.
20
I did that and I cannot
years.
believe I did that for 20 years. But I would be every day, minimum 6 hours, sometime 8, with my luggage.
I remember the bag.
I got smarter later with wheels.
I remember the bag.
It took me a few years to get smarter, to get wheels on it. But yes, I would knock on doors for 20 years.
20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this.
Don't do it for 20 years.
20
do it for
years. But
10,
you did it,
maybe.
and I'm going to tell you right now, I already know you did it with passion.
Yeah.
You loved it.
Yeah.
And you don't, and like you said, you don't regret anything about it.
No.
Because I remember that 20-year knocking door, because you would come into me.
Yes,
I was already in.
That's the only way you could get anybody to advertise.
Yeah, especially with your energy and your passion and your your whole aura was what people. That's what we were buying.
Yes, but also after a while for restaurants, I would ask them to keep the coupons coming in. So I would
track.
I would have the tracking showing how much dollar I brought in, and for restaurant it was 10 to 40.
Yeah, they were doing great.
They were doing amazing.
Yeah.
So afterwards, I will show that, and that will help a lot.
Oh
The feedback, it was black
the
and
calls,
white.
The calls that we get, the ones that they save, because I remember that. Because the restaurants, your publication was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was top notch. It was glossy. It looked beautiful.
And I had the top restaurants, even
I remember
super high end.
And I remember using your publication to go to those restaurants.
Yes.
And I formed some relationships with the owners of the restaurants in your publication.
That's cool.
During that time, because of you, because of the publication, because they say, "Hey, I'm from JD. I'm the guy I'm in the Uptown magazine with you. Real deal.
Yeah.
We want to come in. Do you want to do some trade?" I used to pitch some trade and do stuff like that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was working the angles.
I didn't know you were using my magazine this way. I don't know how you feel about it.
I was working the angles on the back end. You know what I'm talking about? I wasn't doing threesomes or anything, but I was doing. I know. It's terrible. I don't know why.
A very bad call.
You came back to it.
I should be honest. I will think that. Okay, it's all right.
Okay. Yeah. Don't don't fuel my fire anymore here.
Okay.
All right, just let's put it in the past.
Yes.
All right.
Let's move on.
So 20 years.
20 years.
And so give me the ending of this magazine.
Wow.
Yes.
That was intense.
Here's what we're going to do, because we're going to finish with the transition from this. We're going to call it a transition, because this is where things get crazy, right? Crazy meaning I don't even know the story, but I don't have to know, but to know that it was probably a rough exit.
Super rough.
Okay, so I don't have to. So let's get into because I want the audience to really listen to this story, to be inspired by the fact that you got through it. Number one.
Yes, I did.
And let me tell you, I get it. I feel you. That's why I wanted you to come in and also get to this and share this story of how you got through that, and then how you came out the other end to where you are now, just absolutely, completely crushing real estate.
Yeah.
And you've been doing real estate for how many years now?
8 years.
Eight? Has it been that long?
It has been that
wow.
long. 8 years, yeah.
Okay. So the end of the magazine, when did you know that you weren't going to go on anymore? Like, what was happening? Was it just not getting as many clients?
No, I was doing amazing. I was doing so amazing that I decided to go for the bigger picture. So I moved to a bigger office. I hired more salespeople, more staff.
Yep.
And started direct mailing way more magazine in San Diego County. And then Groupon came into the picture. Yep. And Groupon, their deal was that you can advertise for free.
Yes.
You give us a solid
percentage
offer,
of the sales,
and then you'll get the reward. And for it was very successful. They would get a lot of response, and almost too much, like where the restaurant couldn't handle it. But that being said, they couldn't, even though they knew I was amazing, I was doing a great job for them, they couldn't pay for me and get all the coupons from the other, and my coupon. They couldn't handle it. So they said, Catherine, if you don't mind, we take a break. So they all kind of took a break. And and then everything just went south. And I tried to compete. So I tried to have my own platform. I got everything ready. I was ready to launch it. It cost me quite a bit of money to set all that up, and the technology-wise, believe me, for me, it was like, and the day I was ready, I was calling Mr. Cohn, the Cohn's restaurant, because he was always so supportive to me from the beginning. And I said, I'm so excited, David. I'm going to launch, the platform online. And he goes like, Catherine, don't do it. I'm like, what do you mean don't do it? It's like, Catherine, I've tried it. It's a catastrophe. We lose tons of money on it. We end up only with 50% of the check, where with you, we would only give away 20% of the check.
Right.
So we are losing money with that proposition. We were making money with yours.
Yes.
Don't do it. Or you are going to lose all your clients, and you are going to put them in, stress.
Yes.
So because of David Cohn,
no kidding,
I decided not to launch, because I didn't want to do something negative to my clients.
Yes.
And I knew he was telling me the truth, because he's the smartest realtor in San Diego.
Yeah, of course.
So that was tough. And then it just went, my salespeople could not sell anymore. I couldn't sell enough to pay for everything. And then I luckily had the owner of Get One Free, who always told me, Catherine.
Ryan Green. And Ivan.
Awesome guys. I mean, these guys are
look
something
at all the.
else.
Can you see the goosebumps? I shaved my hair, but can you see that?
Oh my God! So how do you know them?
We can't get into this story right now, and I know
you had a threesome with them.
Here we go. You son of a gun. Bravo, Catherine. Bravo. Probably brilliant. Nice job. I don't even know. You got me. Touche, right?
Well, what's the answer?
Well, Ryan, and he's probably going to watch this, because he and I are good friends.
Okay. I love Ryan.
We were at Awaken Church. We do an annual thing called Emerge, where men come from all over the country, get together and compete. And it's also a spiritual thing for 3 days, right? So my first one I did was last year. And I was on, I did this on faith. I literally had no idea what I was doing, no idea what this was about. So I'm in Campo, and I'm not a camper. I don't do things like that. So here I am in the middle of nowhere with no cell phone coverage. And on my team, this guy comes up to me and he says, dude, I know you. And he says, you used to own a furniture store. I said, that's right. He goes, I sold you. I'm the original owner of Get One Free. And you know Ivan. I'm like, yeah, I know Ivan. He's like, well, I'm the original owner. And that's when he told me the story about you. I can't, and I was wondering if this would somehow come to that, if that you would come. So go ahead, give it to me. I wanted to touch that and tell Ryan, I love you, brother. Hopefully you're watching. And if you are, like, share, comment, just saying. Not that you have to do that, but that'd be nice. All right, so anyway, enough about me. So back to you.
Yes. So Ryan always told me, Catherine,
tell me.
The day you want to sell, please call me.
Wow.
So honestly, I tried super guy.
Super.
I didn't know him as well.
And I'm also
time.
glad that you thought he was a super guy.
Oh no, he's a super guy.
Because if it came out he was not super, then I'd make sure he didn't watch this episode.
He's a super guy.
He is totally great guy.
Yeah.
And Ivan is a classic, isn't he?
He is a genius.
He is. Ivan went toe to toe with me.
He has a personality.
Negotiating was unbelievable with that guy.
Yeah,
he was unreal.
I wouldn't want to negotiate with him.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I think he put his feet up on my desk the first time he met me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like he was sitting. I think, do you mind with the feet?
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating, but that's how comfortable he was in my office.
Yes, but you guys have a little bit of the same energy.
Very similar, yeah.
You know
we were like,
with Ryan is more quiet.
He's totally laid back.
Yeah,
all right, so he said, call him, and what happened?
So I tried to sell it.
Okay.
First,
so you called him?
No, I didn't call him right away.
Okay.
No, because first I thought, let me try to sell it, and how much can I get? But nobody wanted to sell it because I didn't make enough money, and I was losing money.
Yeah, right.
So I decided to call Ryan.
Yeah.
And then he said yes. He said, I'm buying it. I remember I was in Thailand.
Yep.
With my dad in vacation, and I would call him. I think it was like 2 a.m. my time to kind of do the wheeling, you know.
The wheeling.
Well, I don't feel there were even that much of it. Honestly, he made it so easy and simple, and everything he said will happen, happened, and it was just so easy process.
Yeah.
And he saved me. I won't say how much he paid for it.
Yeah.
But if he didn't pay me for that money, honestly, I don't know that I would have got anybody else to buy it, and I would still owe that money.
Yes. So he basically...
He saved me.
Because I know how this goes. All business owners... Huh?
Financially, he really helped me
I know that as small business owners, we always think our business is worth more than it actually is, because it's all about the numbers, and you're profitable, whatever you can show, et cetera, et cetera. But I can only imagine that the debt that you had, and that all you wanted to do at that point was get out clean, right? Without this mountain of debt.
Even with what he paid me, I didn't get out clean.
Wow.
No. One day to the other, I had to move out of my office, let go of everybody but my right hand, Greg.
I remember Greg.
Which, by the way, Greg is the husband of Moreno, which I traveled around the world. And they are both now realtors with Compass as well.
Really?
So we work together. It's awesome.
I remember Greg.
Yeah, Greg was awesome.
Yeah,
he was
great.
amazing.
He was.
So he stayed with me.
Yeah.
But we ended up in my home. I was back by myself, the only one selling. It was bad. And I thought, I'm going to lose my home. My kids, I was basically single.
Yeah.
You know, my kids going to college. I'm like, I'm going to lose everything.
Yeah.
You know. It was the most stressful time of my life.
This is only 8-9 years ago, right? 9 years?
That's exactly 9 years ago. 9 years ago, yeah.
You know what? Yeah. This is exactly when we were going through our stuff. When I went through the most stressful, insane, thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown, a million under. We were a million under. Done. Imploding. Exploding. It was awful. And I didn't have anybody like Ryan Green come into my life to buy anything. I just somehow, anyway, we're not going to get into that, but my point is, I get it. So you must have been just, this isn't that long, and this is exactly when we were going through our thing, which was right around 2013, give or take, right? 12, 13?
Yeah, I stayed 2 years in it, struggling.
Yeah.
Being by myself, I think, about 2 years.
Really?
I think so.
No kidding. By yourself with nobody? Did you work
with Greg?
With Greg? But did you? So you were kind of working for Ryan at this point?
No. I never worked for him.
Okay.
I did a transition with him.
Got it. Okay.
To get all my clients to sign up with him, which worked very well, by the way.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. He had this awesome salesperson who was with me. She was dynamite, and we went to see all my clients, and they basically all signed up. It was
that's great.
Awesome. Really great. It was a nice way to end it. Honestly.
Wow.
So that was awesome, but
stressful. Felt like you were
incredibly stressful. I remember my heart beating every morning when I would wake up, and it was just thinking I would lose everything.
Yes,
and having to. When you have kids, it's another level of
telling you.
And they felt the stress. It was not cool for my kids to see me through so much stress. To this day.
Yeah. How old were they at that point? Old enough to know that you were.
10 years ago, they are 23 and 26.
Yeah.
So 13 and 16.
So they could tell. See, my daughter was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, they
She had no idea.
Yeah.
Jacqueline
no,
couldn't.
my kids could tell.
Yeah, mine. Thank God.
Yeah.
And I didn't even tell my wife or Rachel how bad it was. I didn't. I came home and acted like the world was my oyster.
That's hard.
Yeah,
to do.
we're good to
That's
go.
Hard to
she
do.
knew it was bad. She knew it was bad, but she didn't know how bad it really was.
Yeah.
So God bless you.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine. Yeah. So what was the next move? I want to talk. We're gonna finish with you how you got through that. Okay.
Yeah.
How you got through that, and then some life lessons for people that are watching right now that are thinking that we started at 1:15. Yeah, don't give me the 2 hours already.
Are we 2 hours? Oh my
no,
God.
it was 4:20 when we started. Huh? 4:15. We got time.
I'll be quick. What about that?
No, we're good. Don't worry about these guys. They're fine. Okay. They're on the clock. They're good. They're just worried about their cameras and stuff.
The battery.
The battery.
I heard the battery.
The battery's just I think that's just a ploy.
Oh, okay.
That's how they try to keep me under 2 hours.
Okay.
With the battery story.
They were talking about it when you weren't here, so it might be true.
Oh, so they got you in on it too? They got you in on the battery story. Don't believe the hype. All right, you got through. So what was the next move?
Next move is like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, guys, I never went to college. I failed high school.
Yep.
I know my qualities. I know my weaknesses very well. What can I do?
What would you say your weaknesses are? Out of curiosity.
Well, first of all, I didn't know. I was not diagnosed then, but I am majorly ADHD.
Okay.
So I cannot be on the computer long at all. And I don't retain information.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have a memory from birth like my dad, but I think ADHD has something to do with it, maybe. So when it's hard for you to remember things or to learn things, what do you go for? I go for my ability of connecting with people and selling. Yeah. And that's what I love to do. Helping people, people give me energy. So you put me in an office and I deflate.
Yeah.
You put me out there and I get energy from everybody and I keep going. So what can I do? I thought, which also I was broke. I was beyond broke. Yeah. What can I start? What business can I start where I don't need to study? I don't need money. And I thought of real estate. I'm like, I think I would really love real estate because it costs very little to start. Yeah. I know I had to take the license, which that was traumatic for me.
Was it?
Oh my God, to try to learn. I was going to several coffee shops per day, moving in my house all the time because I can't for 7 minutes stay on something. I can't.
You just can't do it.
I can't do it. I cannot do it. Wow. I physically cannot do it. So
that was brutal.
That was brutal for me. And it was really hard on my self-confidence again, of course. And plus, you just failed with your business. You know, obviously, I was. So one thing I've used a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people who are listening know about it, and I tell you, for me, was so helpful, is look at the documentary called The Secret, which is all about,
the laws of attraction,
and what you put out there. And even though I feel I'm born with that concept naturally, by listening to this, it will help me get back on the right track. Yeah. And often I wasn't, honestly. Yep. and just taught me to use the technique, because it's a gymnastic, to have your brain stay in the positive and believe it's happening when it's not happening yet, these kind of things.
Faith.
Yeah, that's how I win my offers. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Right now, when you are competing with 10, 20 offers, when you help your buyers, and I win 90% of them. And I swear to God, it's because I'm so convinced I'm going to win that I'm already calling. I haven't even sent the offer yet. I don't even know for sure my clients want to send the offer yet. I'm already calling my home inspector and booking the appointment. And that's the concept of the secret. You think it's there, it's happening, you got it, and you start acting. You start
manifesting.
But you start acting. And the way I talk to the listing agent, I'm sure they feel, man, she must really, feel her buyer are going to buy this thing for sure. So this is my whole religion, honestly. And that's what helped me through everything. That concept. Where did I come from this? Where did I go from that?
Yeah,
so basically I'm like, okay, what am I going to do?
So how long did you study? How long did it take you to take the test?
It took me, I think, altogether 6 months.
Okay.
So I took the test and failed.
You failed. Okay.
That was tough.
Were you just destroyed?
Destroyed,
Ugh.
Yeah.
But then you can take it again. Not like
that
France thing.
Take it again. So you can take it 3 times.
Yep.
So you are like this, right? And plus, in the meantime, I was working under somebody, another realtor, Dean Mast, that I met in the park trying to sell
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding. He took me under his wings.
No way.
So see how it helped.
Is this the
right?
guy?
That's the guy who helped me, gave me the Fallbrook address.
It was him?
It was him.
Did you reach out to him?
I just told him, I'm thinking I should do real estate. Catherine, work with me. I help you. And
Oh
it was awesome.
Gosh, that's amazing.
I know, yeah. So you see,
yes, it's all
everything.
about
Everything comes back,
connecting with as many people as possible along the journey.
Yeah, it really is.
Wholeheartedly connecting.
And keeping in touch with everybody.
Bringing value to someone's life.
Yeah.
It's going to come back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
All right, so the second time, did you pass the second time? You didn't.
Oh
my God, you didn't.
So, they give it's 3 hours.
Yeah.
They give you the envelope.
Yep.
And you open it up and if you passed or not. And I couldn't open it up.
This was the second time. Okay. This is what they mail it to you?
No, I took my envelope. And it's very emotional.
Yeah.
I went to UTC.
Yeah.
I walked for 2 hours crying. I went to UTC. I walked for 2
you
hours.
You still hadn't opened it?
I couldn't.
Oh, my gosh.
It was I was too scared.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I called my dad.
Yeah.
And he said, Catherine, fais pas chier. Ouvre l'enveloppe. Meaning, stop fucking around. Just open the envelope.
Snap out of it.
And I opened it up and I passed.
Oh, my gosh.
It was amazing.
I just got chills all the way up my body.
It was amazing.
Oh,
it was my livelihood.
Catherine, yay.
It's crazy. It does.
Oh.
It's really crazy. And I look very ugly when I cry, so I will stop right now. But just to tell you.
And I'm getting close over here. This will be the first one ever. This is so good. It was
so emotional, because my background is like I never passed any test in my life besides my driver license.
Yeah.
So it was so emotional because it was my future, being able to provide for my kids.
It was everything.
It was everything.
Oh, my gosh. And now, this is great. I'm so excited. This is the most beautiful. I didn't know this was going to happen, meaning we're going to get to this beautiful, amazing moment where you opened it up, and I got nervous. I thought
you realize I don't cry when we talk about threesome. It's not the same emotion, okay?
Don't bring that up again. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. How are we doing, guys? We good? This still gone? This one's still on? We're still good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you broke the camera, Catherine.
I broke with my tears.
Your tears broke the camera. Let me know. Let me know.
Anyway,
we're back on
there's
over there.
it's you go up and down, and there's strong emotion.
Wow,
and,
Catherine! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I had no idea
that I would cry.
I had no idea that you were just terrible at tests.
Oh. Man.
Because that moment right there, like, what if you had failed? Because taking a third time, you would have had a heart attack. You would have had a nervous breakdown probably if you had to take it again.
I don't think I would have, because you have to survive when you have kids.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
So I think you have to do what you have to do. But I don't know what I would have done, honestly.
And now
something. But
and now 8 years later.
8 years later.
Have you ever been happier with what you're doing?
No. I mean, I love doing my magazine, but this, is to another level.
Yeah.
I feel very proud and excited every day about what I'm doing. And it's a super interesting business. The coupon magazine was a little bit of the same all the time.
Yeah.
But with real estate, it's evolved nonstop.
Yeah.
And you learn nonstop. Even Realtor, who have been doing this for 30 years, tell you they learn every deal, and
of course.
Do.
Yeah.
And it's so cool,
yeah.
And the people, it's very emotional.
Yeah.
You get to really know your clients, especially buyers, very well. And it's an awesome exchange. It's exciting and it's scary for them, but you guide them through it. I feel I'm a therapist. I love being a chameleon, following who I work with, It's just really interesting. All walk of life, super rich people, people who have almost nothing, VA buyers, 25 years old, zero down, and they're the coolest people to deal with. Everybody, honestly, no matter what, financially level they are.
Yeah.
95% of the people I met through real estate are just so awesome, and I made friends I would have never made in a real life because I'm not technically their vibe. But then you get to know them on a deeper level, and you realize you can connect.
Yes.
And you do connect, and you do feel love. True friendship. It's awesome. It's different from the magazine was cool. The restaurant owner, they are tough cookies. And they like to give you a hard time.
You're taking their money.
Yeah, I'm taking their money. And here I'm helping them find their dream home or sell their home. And it's really an awesome profession. And it's a hard one. It's nonstop.
It's nonstop.
You're never off. But I've never been off in my life anyway.
Right, exactly. There's nothing for you.
So if somebody doesn't mind never being off, they're going to love this profession. If they want to have their free time, don't do this,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And
if you want to be successful at it anyway.
Well, yes. They actually say that 10% of the realtor do 90% of the business.
Yes. Yep.
And I think there's 26,000 realtor in San Diego County.
There's a ton.
And only 30,000 homes sold per year.
Yeah.
So it's 2 home per
do
realtors.
The math. Yeah, do the math.
So it's really like, wow. So, it's also...
Listen, hopefully everybody listen to that if you're thinking about real estate. Everybody thinks it's just so glamorous and easy. No.
You live your life for your clients. With this market where there is no inventory, the minute something come out, you need to show it to your client that day or next day, or you are not getting the deal.
Yes, no way.
So you have to jump every minute. You never know when, how, where. But to me, I like that kind of not knowing.
That's all you.
I don't like routine. So this is really, it matches me.
Yeah.
So I love it, but it's not for everybody. That's for sure.
This is right up your alley.
It really is. It really
all right.
is.
So Catherine, give our watchers and listeners one last piece of advice, like as far as how you kept moving forward. What drove you to keep going? Give me that. What did you, when you were down and out and you kept going, you kept fighting, you didn't give up? And by the way, were you on the phone with your dad when you looked at the envelope?
Yes.
You were?
Oh, yeah.
Did he go crazy?
Yeah, it was super happy.
Were you just sobbing?
Yeah, I was sobbing. It was bad.
Sobbing. It was bad.
Yes, I'm sure people thought somebody died because they were seeing me like crying. Afterwards, not once. But, when I was like walking around crying, sobbing, really sobbing. I couldn't stop. I could not stop. Yeah. No, it was an awesome.
What a great story.
Awesome
what
thing.
A great story. Yeah. So give him one last piece of what kept you going.
I feel because of having been going down and up a few times, and knowing I always came back up and how it feels. Yeah. I had the self-confidence, even when I was not feeling self-confident, that I could find something and make it happen.
Yep.
And I think the fact that I truly work on feeling positive all the time, which if you talk to my daughter, she hates it. She says that I am farting rainbows way too much. That's what she says to me.
What?
Farting rainbows.
Are you serious?
I'm not even kidding. She said, "Mom, stop farting rainbows."
Farting rainbows? She's like annoyed by it?
Yes, because she's really tired of me, you know, even when she wants to vent.
Yeah.
And like, it just comes out of me. I don't do it on purpose. Now it becomes me. But I do feel, honestly, that me being very conscious as if I have negative thoughts or I feel bad or any bad feelings, that I need to stop and actively decide to change it to positive.
Yes.
And believe me, I do that.
Yeah.
And at some time I fail.
Yeah.
But I do feel this is what helped me throughout my up and down in my, you know, entrepreneurs, you know, venture and personal life.
Yeah. 100%. And that's it. That wraps it up right there as far as anything that happens to you in your life. If you think it's negative or it seems negative or it's bad, there's a reason it's happening, and you got to turn it into a positive. You got to look for the positive. Hey, it's happening for a reason. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It's happening for a reason.
And take risk. Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Take risk, because no rewards are given to anybody that's not willing to take risk. Mm-hmm. And would you say that your children were a driving factor as well? You mentioned your children earlier.
Oh my
how
God.
You said, I got to do this because I got children.
150%.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was one heck of an amazing story, Catherine, and I loved the ending. That was so beautiful. And listen, 58 years old, and you are hitting the best stride you probably ever have in your life. Would you say that's fair to say?
It's fair to say.
So if you're looking at this in your 20s or your 30s, stop beating yourself up.
Yeah. I changed profession at 50.
At 50. She changed at 50.
Let me tell you something really quick. When I was selling ads to restaurateur, and I would meet this 50, 60-year-old restaurateur who just decided to open a restaurant, and they had a different career before, I would think in my head, I was 30, 40. I'm like, are they out of their mind?
Yeah.
Finding a brand new profession at 50, 60, I couldn't understand it. And now I'm like, we are young. We are still so young.
Yes.
We still have so many years.
Yeah.
It's awesome to be able to do that.
And so on that note, we're going to finish with that right there. It's never too late.
No, it really isn't.
To make a move, to go after your dreams.
Yeah.
It's never too late to win.
And try something else.
To try something new, to go for it.
Yeah.
That's it right there. We're going to end with that. It's never too late, ladies and gentlemen, to go after your dreams, to try something new, to get out of your comfort zone. There you go. Catherine Black, Real Deal Talk. That's how we do it, baby.
It was the real deal, man.
Up?
I'm going to regret this.
Yes. Oh, we got some good stuff. That was great. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. It's been an honor. Yeah. I can't wait to let's connect further. This has been this has happened for a reason.
Yes.
So now that I know this beautiful story, this is amazing. So thank you so much for coming back in. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Yay.